multiple cases, but
Okay, we're live now. But can I unsubscribe from late-stage capitalism at this right now?
Yeah, it's
Listen.
There's one way to do that, and you can't talk about it on streams.
Oh.
I love self-checkout, but I'm not gonna pay for it. Like that's where the line is. It's like I'm not paying for the privilege.
Paying extra for the ability to save them money by not having as many employees.
Yep. Which they're going to do anyway, because once this goes live everywhere, one cashier. That's it.
I mean, Dollar Store already does that.
That's true.
The Dollar Store has one not cashier. It's one employee.
Yeah, they're never running the cash register. They're doing other things, and
to be fair,
Lord help you if
that's
you buy
just
a
what
lighter.
I've heard about Dollar Stores. The ones I've been in have not been that bad. But that is.
They don't have loon stores, or
they do have Dollar Stores. They have a few employees there. It looks reasonably run. Things are not falling apart. Nothing appears to be on fire according to what I could see and smell. No, we go every 2 weeks. I'm not kidding.
An American Dollar Store.
I've never been to an American Dollar Store. I've only been to a Canadian Dollar Store where there is at least a vestige of employee rights and things like that.
The only thing I actually get at the Dollar Store is wrapping paper. Because the really tiny rolls is the amount that I need. I do not need to save rolls for 11 months. So Dollar Store wrapping paper is actually a good purchase.
When I was doing my degree away from home, basically the Dollar Store was my grocery store.
So
it was the closest thing. It was the only place where I could easily get food. Like, the dollar stores were pretty well run up here, but I have seen videos of the terror of American dollar stores.
Yes. It feels like the apocalypse hit early there.
It doesn't help they open 3 on the same block. The Dollar General and the Dollar Tree stare each other down from across the street most of the time.
I mean, it's better than the Starbucks across the street from a Starbucks, which does exist in multiple cities.
It exists really in my. I have the weird dual life thing here, where in Southern California, I live somewhere where there is an In-N-Out on every exit. There's one place where there's a Starbucks standalone store that doesn't have a drive-through, a Starbucks and a Target, and they're going to be opening a Starbucks in the parking lot that would have a drive-through. So one of those locations has to close.
So 3 in one lot?
3 in one lot.
You get one as you're going, you get one as you're leaving, and then you get one if you want to say that you went to the nice one and not the other 2.
All right.
And
then
there's
just
also
across
a Lowe's
the street is the Caffeine Addiction Center.
And 7 Subways.
And there's a Lowe's and a Home Depot on opposite sides of the freeway.
Yep. Efficiency.
No, I don't mind competing businesses within sight, but when it's the same one, that
competing businesses
weird.
within sight makes some sense, especially because some people might shop between both of them to find prices or things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Same one feels like the franchise owners are butting heads, or it's the same franchise owner and they don't want to travel far between their 2 locations.
Well, the worst part is there's franchise owning companies. So
that
Subway,
feels like it defeats the purpose of the definition.
Baskin Robbins, Dunkin' Donuts, they own a bunch of franchise companies, and then other people farther down the not pyramid shaped
it's
at
not
all.
Pyramid shaped.
No, it's more conal.
The conal distribution of wealth system that is designed with this. They will then own 4 Subways and a Dunkin' Donuts because it's all through the same parent company that they buy them from.
Yep.
I repeat what I said.
Yeah, there are holding companies for
live.
This is the
holding
capitalist
companies. Yeah. Anyway, we leveled up.
We did.
Some of us leveled up.
Now everyone, you tiered up.
We tiered up. Right.
The raid.
So what does that do in Wicked Ones? Because I don't think that is. I don't know what that changes in Wicked Ones because crafting and stuff is still not relevant to your tier. You just craft things at 1, 2, 3.
Tier means less in this game. Just flat out because you're not factoring tier into everything. Realistically, it means nothing changes for you, but everything else is harder because you have to go after bigger factions. Like
to get XP.
Well, theoretically, if you wanted to like raid a lower tier faction, it would be a little bit better.
Yeah,
you,
the engagement
right?
role might be a bit easier because we're a higher
Yeah.
tier.
engagement rolls are the main thing, for as far as I can tell. There's some stuff with your dungeon too. For tier.
By the way,
Right.
my apologies to anyone if I don't manage to meet the camera fast enough. I'm getting off of a cold.
No worries.
No worries. Yeah. But yeah, tiered up. We should. Yeah, I think it might just be engagement rolls.
It
That's
really
right,
does say dungeon and faction tiers on page 76 of the book. 77 of the PDF.
Yeah.
But it's just one little thing.
Yeah. Dungeon tier is how powerful your dungeon is, how your minions have grown. You compare them to adventurers and determine whether they can stand against them on equal footing or not. So
engagement rolls.
Yeah, it's like our engagement rolls and then when our dungeon's attacked, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that goes with one of our things. Like, it was telling us, okay, you've got to tier up. You need to push towards this. And we're like, ugh, if we have to do a pillaging job every time we tier up. I guess this game isn't really so much.
It's not as
about
focused as
tiering up
Blades is
because it
on
doesn't
tiering up.
matter.
Yeah, and also I don't think we need to do it for every step.
Correct. We only need to do
No.
it once for our
You
general
do not
master
need.
plan.
Yeah, you do not need to do it every step. Because it affects engagement rolls, though, if your later plans involve fighting the bigger factions, because it does directly impact engagement rolls and fictional positioning of how dangerous they are.
Right.
Like, if you want to take out the tier 4 factions and you're tier 2, you're going to have a harder time. Like, if you want to storm the Gizzard Tower, you're going to get, like, lizard lightning bolted away.
Yeah.
And looking at this, it looks like tier is also a big factor in when adventurers raid our dungeon. The lower our dungeon tier, the much easier it's going to be for them.
Yeah.
According to the
Yeah,
next
because
page.
am I mistaken, or do creatures actually get more powerful with tier? There might be a thing there. Or when they get replaced or something.
I think no, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, things happen when you increase your dungeon tier, but there is, like, specific dungeon things that happen. So there's a new discovery. It's page 173 in the book for increasing dungeon tier. There are some things that will happen, but before we get to those,
We should get home, don't we?
you have to get there. The dungeon will be improved, but first we must return, because we are still fleeing
triumphantly.
Yeah, fleeing triumphantly. You're making out like bandits, having successfully beat up a bunch of adventurers, and after tricking them into Trap Town. Yeah. We got to figure out, what is it called? Blowback?
Yes. We didn't roll that.
No,
we didn't roll
we did
it.
not.
We know that it would happen, but no, we
yes,
didn't roll it.
blowback. It's happening.
Yep. Okay. For blowback, the GM rolls 1, 2, or 3 dice depending on how well you stuck to the plan.
At least for the second one?
Just our second one. Well, actually, I guess this would count for both overall, because this is one blowback for both.
It's blowback for the pillage.
For the whole pillage, yeah.
Yeah, for the whole pillage.
So the first one, I'd say we did pretty well. Like, we were intending to sneak in and
kill everyone, to take over the village, and we captured most people. But yeah,
we pretty much did sneak in, capture, and take over the village. The second one, we were intending to distract them all with tricks, and we kind of didn't.
We did it, and then
We mostly tried to just attack all the guards
tricked
instead.
them into dying to our weapons.
Yeah.
I think that's 2 dice.
Yeah,
Feeling
A little
dice,
awry.
yeah.
I would say
Mhm.
2 dice is what makes sense.
We tricked them to death.
Yeah.
Also known as the Vietnam War strategy. Bungee sticks everywhere.
5.
All right.
Minor blowback.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
So, do we want to randomize or do you want to choose? I think it still will often recommend GM choosing.
Yeah. Here's what
I-
we're gonna start with. The Hand of Progress is going to get an immediate faction roll. Before they realize they've decreased tier on their one task, which is to chase you down.
Okay. I will take the initiative to roll
To
that.
get Varn.
Oh, never mind. It's Varn might want to take the
It's the
initiative to
get
roll
Varn
that.
clock
I don't want
that
him to
they're
blame
going to
me
be
if they
rolling
find
their
him.
faction dice on to start with.
He just has a
Just to-
feeling.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just to see how
Alright.
their chase goes.
So their current tier before it
Okay.
actually lowers is 2.
Yes.
Correct.
So they're going to
So
roll
we're rolling
2d6.
2d6.
Yes.
They fail.
That's good.
They
Yeah.
fail. All right.
Get shit on, Hand of Progress.
Too distracted.
Then they decrease in tier.
They decrease in tier. Yep. That's how it worked.
We took
Reading
them
over
down.
the win conditions for trickery in the book, we actually did the exact thing that it says.
Oh, so like it
Really?
should be a third die?
You don't let on your intentions until it's too late. Trickery is about making sure you get the target to do what you want and take advantage of it. We did that exactly.
That is
I
fair.
suppose it wasn't. It's
but
not
you
avoiding
did-
violence. It's avoiding violence until it's to our advantage.
Yes. But if we're talking about blowback, you still blew up the town. Like
Yes.
Yes.
I still think it's 2.
I'm fine
because, like,
with 2.
No, I'm not saying we should change it. I was just pointing out that I just read the thing and I was like, huh, okay.
Okay. Check clairfully next time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we see how their chase went. Their chase went very poorly. Like there's like 3 guys running after you, and they kind of give up eventually. As soon
they
as their
realize that
stamina
our
bar
wagon
drains.
is just faster than they can run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they go through one stamina bar. They're like, all right, we tried.
Yep. They keep alternating between sprinting and walking every like 5 or 10 seconds, and our cart just goes.
Yeah. And then it's the prelude to an invasion as who's looking. Yeah. There are more, and then not like a yeah. You return to your mountain, and as you're making your way up the mountain, you do notice there is more than one adventuring group from Pineapple Graveyard who is on the mountain. They made progress since last time. So
Okay.
So
They're
I might be
sniffing
going for the dark
around.
ones. They might be going.
anyway,
to...
we need a quick plan to get you back to your dungeon with a wagon when there are adventuring groups combing your mountain. That is the they're advancing the search.
I'd say the
We should
biggest
some
thing,
golems
because
to
they still don't know where our
sacrifice,
door
but-
is to keep stealth. So that
We could just
they don't
sneak.
know our entrance.
We don't reset our stress and everything till we're back in the
Yeah,
dungeon,
this is
right?
like the last thing
Correct.
until
This is the last challenge. I keep trying to drag people back to your dungeon.
Yeah.
I have more. I've been.
We're at the top of a
brainstorming
snowy
ideas.
mountain, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thinking we set off some kind of avalanche somehow.
Yes.
But I don't have any explosives, so we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I got my cheerleader
Pissing off the
code.
gargoyle that's on the top.
Oh right, there was a gargoyle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should have set a clock for the gargoyle to die.
Let's do it now,
Yeah,
and then roll some dice to see how like what the progress is.
I think that was a Pineapple Graveyard event too, right?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, I
add it
think
as a
so.
clock to them.
That's
like,
how we
kill
got
the
Handless
gargoyle.
Bill, or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, until we got Bill. Yeah.
So let's
So-
add that. I'll roll. What are they? 3 dice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
3
Yes.
dice. That seems like a 4 clock, right?
And it's
Yeah.
1 full already. So I think I'm gonna probably start by scanning my environment and looking up out around the mountain to see where there might be a like ominously heavy like cliff full of snow that looks like it could be fuel for an avalanche if manipulated properly. I'm looking for the right place to detonate something, yell really loudly at, whatever's needed.
How do you spell gargoyle?
Uh,
I think like
G
that.
A R G O Y L E.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in chat.
Great Disney show. I think it was Disney. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
It is
Mhm.
Disney. I
Yep.
wanted to like it more than I did. The voice acting was great.
The amount of occult stuff in that show was kind of awesome.
The fact half the cast is from Star Trek. Like
Yes.
it was the
That too.
Star
And the other-
Trek like after hours voiceover
Yeah.
party. Like I don't
And then
understand.
Keith Richards and
The villain was just. There is a reason that they have tropes named after them.
yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you're scanning for avalanche time.
I'm scanning for avalanche.
Yeah. I do think this is. I mean, if you see a spot, you see a spot. So normal results. I'm just trying to figure out how dangerous this is.
Fair.
I think we should start it normal, and then we can let it
Okay.
snowball.
Let it
if we
ride
don't-
from there.
Yeah, let it ride from there.
Is
Like,
anyone?
spotted by adventurers.
I
who
guess
might
no.
be-
Yeah. Does anyone want to help me? That would, I guess, give me greater effect, which we would
Sure,
figure out
I
what
think-
it means if someone wants to.
I will assist with
Okay.
also my eyes and my dwarves.
Okay. So I guess greater effect in this case would be like maybe it's all if it's success, it's also like relatively convenient and nearby, or something like that.
It'll be better.
Better. More avalanchy. Okay, that's a 6.
That's a 6. Yeah. I mean, there's snow on the mountain, and you see some loose rocks, and you get to thinking, just get the rocks moving.
Perfect.
The snow will fall with them. The only challenge would be you got to figure out a way to get dug up the mountain. Because no one else is worth sacrificing, and
Yeah,
or
I
strong
go-
enough.
Yeah, Nash turns to Doug and says, you tell your dwarves to go up the mountain and push those rocks there. And she like I think is very precise about which rocks, but like she probably points them out to you in a way where she might as well treat you like you're blind. Like she grabs your hand and like points it for you. They'll
So
collapse.
you need the help of me again.
You're the most disposable. Well, your dwarves are.
I'll do it myself.
3 kobolds actively hovering in the corner of the wagon, looking not like they are there. Definitely not disposable.
They're a family. They're just a poor family trying to make their way through the world.
Nash says, fine,
Uh,
whatever, just get it done.
Belt, gag, hurl, retch, and puke with me.
Oh, you're still bringing them with
I'm
you?
still bringing
I thought
them, but
you
I'm doing
were saving their lives. No,
I'm doing it. They're just helping me.
I thought that was the point. So you're fine. So you're like fragile, injured dwarves don't die.
Okay, then I'll do it myself.
No,
I
you're
see they're all
bringing
like,
them to
they're like,
you're bringing them to show
Yeah.
off, just in case it works.
yes, they're there to watch, even though they're like in comically like full body casts.
Yeah,
'cause
I
they're
can't
bloody.
feel my beard. I can't feel my...
I need to get home to get some beard oil. Oh, from me bone.
It's starting to freeze in the cold weather. We need...
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, there's their
What's
show
the
off.
best push rocks down a mountain skill?
Smash.
Smash. All right.
So I am feral.
Shockingly, there is dire risk
Mm-hmm.
to push rocks to start an avalanche. You know, just
Yeah,
in case you
just
get
an
caught up
avalanche
in...
the other way. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
Even though I am feral, can I battle master still?
No,
Okay.
Don't think so.
this isn't battle.
I smash.
You can totally smash. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's
you
a
push the rocks
3.
down the mountain.
Mm-hmm. I assume I come down with the rocks.
You go down with the rocks. Are you bloodied?
No. I
You
am
are
shocked to
now.
brains.
You
Cool.
are bloodied now.
All right. As long as it gets the job done.
Oh, and you didn't bring your dwarves. Okay, so they're okay.
No,
Well,
they came to watch.
They came, but they weren't involved. They didn't help.
I was like, watch how a real Ronin does it. And I went, whoa, and then I just...
And you just like, yeah, you like belly flopped into the snow and then came down with it the whole way or something.
Yes. And then I guess everyone has to quickly drag the wagon up to the mountain cave before you get avalanched as well.
Yep.
Yeah, there's gonna be 3 main consequences because it was dire. 1,
Ow.
Bloodied.
yeah, Dougie gets hit with rocks and snow. You're bloodied. 2, you have to quickly bring the cart up the mountain. We're gonna need a roll for something. The penalty on the roll will be loot dice. You went to go grab loot, and now you have to quickly bring it in before you get hit with rocks. So, a mad dash before all your stuff gets hit with rocks.
The avalanche is going the wrong direction.
Yeah. And then you're going to have about 24 hours or so before all of the event. I found a way to get people to invade your dungeon before all of the adventurers show up. Like, it's not going to be today. Like, you're going to be able to get home and take a nap and set the traps up.
Yeah.
But you've made a lot of noise.
Yeah, we helped
The
them
avalanche
find
trying
us.
to hide our door. We look up and we're like,
Look up and it says, "Welcome to the dungeon," or it's like some big, like, yeah, a big elaborate sign that said our dungeon was here was covered by the snow that we just removed.
Yeah.
Neon, the lights are blinking on and off.
Yeah.
Something.
Carved dwarven
Snowdrift moves out of the
stone.
way, and you see like the dwarven the parapets of clearly dwarven faces. Because what else would they
Of
carve
course.
into the towers, sticking out from above it? So yeah, the adventurers on the mountain have some idea that there's the fortification up there, and they will be coming to investigate after the avalanche settles. But in the meantime,
do the rest
we
of
need
us
a-
want to do a team finesse?
these
roll?
are resistible effect. These are the consequences. But we're gonna need a roll to get you in the
Feral
building.
can't resist.
Feral can't
Feral
resist.
can't.
But if that's
No one
just
helped.
the bloody,
No one helps.
No
They're
one
not
helps.
involved in the roll.
Can we- the rest of the consequences that aren't the bloody, though, do affect the group as a whole, which means I'd imagine members of the group as a whole might be able to resist them. Am I wrong?
Yeah. My issue is I don't know what mixed results look like on the resistance. Like I don't know what a partial resist do they see the mountain would be. And I'm saying that because you're gonna get the full like recovery time.
I have
Like,
an
you're
idea
gonna
for
get
what that would be.
refreshed.
My idea, if there is a partial resist on like the adventurers will be here, would be it's not going to be this downtime, but it's a guarantee by next or something like that.
Okay, fair. That's a fair point.
That's my idea for it. But I don't think I care about the adventurers coming in. If we kill adventurers, we get gold. So welcome one, welcome all. No, I want to get our loot back there faster. So I think I want to resist the danger to our loot. I think the way I'm resisting it is as soon as Dugnall is gone, before he even does the avalanche thing, as he's walking up towards it, I'm like, okay, he's probably going to screw up, so we should start going immediately and just leave him.
Foresight.
Yeah.
All right, give me a Dougie's an idiot roll or whatever the effective.
This sounds like a scan resist.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay, that's a 4. So firstly, I take 1 stress. I take 2 stress. Either way, I go feral. Which is fine.
That means the feral rule's so hard because it's gonna happen like on your walk home.
On my walk home, I think, what is the most vengeful thing I can do?
I mean, did Dougie just piss you off?
He's probably going to.
You could screw Dougie. That's all I'm saying.
I think. Yeah. I don't have anything that'll draw attention to him actively right now. So, I think if he's going to screw up, I turn to his dwarves and I tell them, so, your master is as good as dead now. You work for me. And I don't think I'm feasibly actually stealing your minions. What upgrades do your minions currently have?
They're loyal. So.
Oh. Okay, that's kind of hard to. Yeah, they're extra resistant against me doing this.
Do we need me to draw attention to myself? Because I can do that.
No, well, I think I wouldn't know they're loyal, so I think the first thing that would occur to me would still be to try. Due to me being feral. So I think I'll just be like, yeah, you don't deserve your dwarves, you're useless, kind of is how she would think about you in this moment.
Are you offering to one-up their pay, essentially, to try and...
Jordan as a player is good with this, I don't know if we want to make this a mechanical thing at all, because this is PvP-ish. But she's going to try and test their loyalty.
Test their loyalty and have them do what?
She is going to try and get them to be loyal to her instead. Not really, I'm not actively trying to steal with them. I guess what I would be trying to do would be to disable or remove their loyalty upgrade.
For what reason?
Evil?
Evil would be the reason.
Just turned vengeful on the person that fucked up. That's the reason.
Yes, but I don't know if as a player you're good with that.
Yeah, I don't think because they are loyal. I don't think
it would work. Basically, like this kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think it would work.
Okay,
I think you would say it.
That I'd suggest trying to overpay them because that way you're the one spending money instead of taking away something that costs.
I like the idea. I have no gold.
I know, but we're about to do a loot roll, so promise them loot in future. If you get a gold, now you don't have it, and if you don't get a gold, oh boy, now we get to figure out what that means.
Or you could wreck their bar.
Yeah,
the bar's not even built.
Once we go back, the first thing I'm gonna do is probably some minor arson. Just fire snakes near their bar.
The fire stakes are near their bar.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna leave the door open. Put the
Sure.
fire snake treats in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems appropriately vengeful.
So all right.
We still got a mixed success there, so I guess what's the failure and success on that?
A mixed success on trying to avoid the danger from the avalanche to our loot, I'm guessing, is probably just like an increased effect or worse, or not as bad position, but we would still need to roll, I'm guessing.
I mean, is -1 loot die too hard?
I thought you
For
said before we would
Hold
need
on.
to roll to avoid the effects of the avalanche, right? Which
So-
would get our cart in? Is that right?
You were. Yeah, I was suggesting penalties for the effects would be loot dice rather than like
Oh, instead of that.
bloodying, because that's a thing you would actually care about.
That's fair.
It could be the mixed success is you see a way to get all the loot back, but you're at a more dangerous position. So if you do fail, we might lose 2 loot dice. Because if 1 is on the table, just increasing the stakes would be.
Yeah, the only way out is the dangerous path. So
Yeah.
a further failure could be bad.
That seems fair.
Okay.
Yeah. It does appear that the only way to like get up is to drag the cart up the mountain. Like you have to abandon the road. There's feats of strength required to make it all the way safely back now. You were preemptive in dragging the cart off before Dougie started the avalanche, but then unfortunately it was still in the way. Like, it was a good idea, but he really screwed up.
Yep. I think she
I'm
starts...
bleeding.
Yeah. We're all bleeding.
Everyone's bleeding.
My minions would help drag the cart up.
They're also bleeding.
They are also bleeding.
I will try to handle this. Sack of ball bearings onto the ground. They will go underneath the cart and all attach to the bottom as I lift them, and I will lift the cart up the mountain.
Maglev the cart.
Guessing that's a level 2 spell.
That seems level 2. It would take a team of dwarves to accomplish this.
Mhm.
Or a battalion of imps.
We're an army of slugs.
Okay, so spending that stress makes me go feral.
Spell mechanic is so complicated.
Which means
which-
you can do anything that causes stress to do the action for free.
Only if it's part of a compel, actually.
Oh, is it? I thought it was
Yeah.
like when you go feral.
When you go feral and you act on a compel, you don't have to spend stress to activate abilities. Otherwise, all of your abilities are off.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, what's your going feral thing again?
Cruel. I am cruel.
Cruel.
Oh.
Yes. So,
Um,
how this is going to go down.
I was going to say, like, whip the dwarves as they're pulling the cart, but...
Going hard doesn't require spending a stress.
Nope.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to get a die back. By overloading and just channeling every last bit of energy I have into this spell, making it a little bit worse for me if I fail. But I couldn't resist it anyway because I have no stress.
Wait, are we all feral?
Yes.
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 Who's in the cart?
That's a good question.
Myself, the kobolds.
There's everyone.
Everyone's
with you.
in the cart.
Oh, sweet.
The weather
okay.
witches,
The weather witches.
the
a
golem.
scrap heap of golems.
No, I left them behind. I
Sweet.
can make more... Yeah, no, they aren't worth it.
So I'm not doing this gently, and I'm fairly pissed off. And it is not going to be a smooth ride at all for anyone involved.
Perfect. Nash mentions the idea of shocks, and apparently that you've never heard of them.
He's heard of
I like-
shocks. They're electrical.
I like the idea of like the ball bearings are under the carriage, and you just zoom it up, but when you just immediately stop it, so the carriage keeps going.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
then I
the
catch
Tower
it.
of Terror
Yeah.
ride. You never quite know when it's going to start or stop as you try and get the right
Yeah, the
height.
Vomit Emporium. Make your make your invoke roll.
The Weather Witch's vomit tornado.
Oh, at
I
least
know what
it's
I'm
a
doing for-
4.
Okay, I know what I'm doing for
Ooh.
my vengeance later, and it's going to be Darkening Varn. It's fine.
All right, mixed success. Does someone die? Who
I don't
think
feel
died?
bloody
like
will be
anybody
fine.
dies on a mixed success.
All right.
Is anyone not bloodied who should be bloody?
I'm not bloodied
I'm
yet.
not bloodied.
I'm not bloodied. I didn't really fight, though.
It's fine. We just make a Vomit Emporium and we land and then crash like this wagon's down. You lose.
Yeah,
that's
we
the
lose the
mix. You
wagon. It
lost
just
the
like
wagon.
breaks into
There
pieces on the
is
final
no
landing.
more wagon. All your stuff's there though. I'm
Wagon.
assuming everyone collapses in a bloody heap for like 12 hours. And
We're near
then
the
we count
dungeon
the
entrance,
loot.
right?
Yeah.
Cool. In my
And just
act
walk-
of vengeance, I
Mhm.
walk up to Varn and I say, "That was well done." And then, as soon as he's done putting them all the ball bearings back in his bag, I grab the bag and throw it back down into the lava river and have them melt, because I am never going through that again. And that is my act of vengeance. Without saying anything else, I go to my room.
No, that's going to be contested, buddy.
That's fair.
Oh, what's it called?
Finesse?
No. It's what's it
I
called?
don't think I'm trying to. I'm just trying to, like, in a rage, grab it and do it. So I think this might be smash. I'm not being powerful, but that's the closest thing, I think.
I'd say it's smash, yeah.
Jordan, what were you gonna say?
Okay.
Is it? Do you want to say it before I go?
There's like the mechanic. What's it called? Like when people disagree on something, you do not a clash. What's it called?
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's a specific thing for that.
Right.
Yes.
We're at odds with each other.
Is it power struggle? Is that it?
Yeah.
It might be a power struggle.
Sense.
Power struggles. Aha.
Start the
74.
struggle is the first step. Roleplay through the initial parts of the conflict, describing how your PC tries to get their way. So I guess that's what I want to do, and how I'm trying to do it. How are you resisting it?
By beating the shit out of you with my chains.
All right, yeah, full on escalation, perfect.
I mean, you're like grabbing for me. Like, of course I'm
Yep.
going to react violently. I'm cruel.
Perfect. Okay. I think so. Based on the description of step 3, step 2 implies we both roll simultaneously, and the higher one narrates, like, describes how they get their way.
Pretty much.
Smash.
Perfect. So my smash is
smash.
a wonderful 0.
2.
Perfect. I got a 3. You got a 6.
I got a 6.
So, describe what happens.
I'm assuming Nash was beat bloody.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
you
like
just
as you
beat
go
me to
to
a bloody pulp.
grab the bag, I just grab my chain and whip it around your wrist and yank. And like put you down on the ground and pull your arm behind you, and I just reach over and break your one of your fingers.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, she's been, like, yelling in rage and, like, gritting her teeth, but not crumbling until then, I think. And I think she's like, wait, and then you just break it, I assume.
Yeah.
Keep your hands to yourself.
I needed that.
I know.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then everyone sleeps and we do loot.
As we all head to the sleeping area, and we're, walking past a whimpering Nash on the ground. Mind if I step on your hand on the way?
I don't mind as a player.
Do you mind if I step on you?
Might set the broken
I
finger
think you
back to
can
where it needs
just
to go.
do it if you're willing to jump above Varn to back to the top of my list.
Oh, that's just fine. I figured I didn't do anything properly vengeful for going insane. I just went into the violent stuff, so this works.
Perfect.
I like to imagine, like, you haven't seen Doug since the avalanche happened.
You
You'll
haven't.
just
Doug
assume he's
hasn't
dead.
come back yet.
Yeah.
I like to
You're
imagine, like,
crawling
an hour or
up
two
the
later,
mountain.
it's like snowfall, and the dwarves are looking forlornly out, like, he'll come back. Don't worry, he'll be back. And then just like out of
It's just
the,
a bloody
snow,
hand on the ledge, like just.
Yeah.
out of the snow, a bloody hand comes up, and then he's
See.
silhouetted and he's limping. He goes, "I told you I'd do it," and then he just falls
Yeah.
over.
Nash is still at the entrance, like an hour later, looking at her hand and being like, and then she looks up at Doug and says, "You have no idea what I went through while you were gone."
I look up and look back down at all the rocks and look back up at you and go, "Tell me about it."
From atop one of the lookout points, like in the dwarven carved stuff that we have, you just hear, "Why haven't you moved that shit yet? Get it inside!"
Yeah. For some reason, the only crawling up an icy mountain to a castle scene that ever sticks in my brain is from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there's a whole episode where one of the characters has to crawl around an icy mountain to build a deck before he's allowed into, like, the ice dueling castle. And it's just burned into my brain for some reason, that very specific scenario.
The fact that I'm pretty sure it's from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and that I know
Oh,
which
you're
one
not wrong.
that I spent way too many years watching that show.
It's a very specific scenario, and it doesn't even make sense in the context of the show.
Yeah, I like how GX is like, how do we make this like, you know, those new things the kids like the Hungry Games or like the Percy Jacksons.
Yeah. You have to crawl around a
Well,
mountain to build a
I
deck.
try and get into that school too. They had some good coats.
Yes.
So we all
Anyway.
have a terrible time resting.
We all have a terrible time. You're all very mean. It's time for loot.
Perfect.
If we're before loot, does that mean that recovery triggers? Because I think recovery is the beginning of the loot thing.
Recovery triggers. So, as it stands now, there is an incoming dungeon raid from the adventurers on the mountain because of someone's failure. The way I'm seeing this going, we're going to do recovery, loot, invaders, downtime.
Okay.
Yep. Good with me.
Oh, what happened to the dungeon from the tier up?
We also need to do the tier up.
Oh,
So-
we'll do the tier up, and then we'll do the
invasion?
downtime after the invasion.
Okay.
So
We'll
we'll
do
do
loot
loot
and
first.
tier up.
Loot and tier up.
Yeah, loot and the tier up and recovery, then invasion down. My point is downtime's after invasion time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's the avalanche bought you a little bit of time. Like you get, I'm giving you some credit for your plan. The avalanche bought you some time, but not a whole raid's worth of time to do like improvements and everything.
So
It's interesting that I'm noticing that there's no actual spot in the cycle where it's like, okay, your dungeon gets attacked here in the cycle.
blowback is, I think, meant to be it, and so we are. Yeah, it's blowback.
Yeah, this is a continuation of blowback.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So loot. So we didn't count loot dice. That was for the first half of our pillaging, but we didn't count loot dice
Yeah.
for the second half. So we
From my
started.
recollection,
Yeah.
there is 2 adventurers worth of loot die
Right.
from the second half.
Yeah.
Like of extras. And then there was at least 1 from the first half.
The
The first
half
half
doesn't
we
matter, we've
already looted, and
Oh, we already
received
did loot for the
loot.
first half. Okay.
Yeah. So we start at 0
From my
dice.
count, we have 2
Yeah,
from...
2 for adventurers taken out. For each source of good loot we grabbed, get +1 dice, which I would say is 1 for everyone.
Yeah, 1 for everyone. Seems reasonable.
For each tier, the target faction is above the dungeon tier. So
And we were 0.
We were
1.
0 and they were 1, so that's also probably 1 for
Oh,
everyone.
No,
you
they
were
were
1
2.
They were 2?
You
They were 2.
They were
1.
2.
They were 2, we were 0, so they're 2 above us.
I thought you were 1.
No.
No, we're tier
We
0.
started
Now we're
at
1.
0 and
Now
now
we're
we're up
1.
to 1.
Oh, you get a die for better. You get a die for that.
So that's
Let's
3...
2 from everyone for tier, and then 2 adventurers to split up, and 1 for the awesome loot for everyone. So
Yeah,
3
so
for everyone and 2 adventurers to split.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fuck,
then
could you
there's
repeat
one
that?
more, which take +1 dice for a target belonging to a faction at least equal dungeon tier. So there's 2 for based on your target. You get 1 just for it being equal to your tier, and then an extra 1 for each tier above, according to what I'm interpreting of page 257 in the PDF, 256 in the book.
257.
+1 for each.
So
Yeah, so that'd be 3.
that'd be 4, I think, which is a lot,
4.
but that's
Hold
what
on,
my
so
math
1.
says.
And then they
So
were
0 dice
2
base.
above.
+1 die
Yeah,
for
right.
a target belonging to a faction at least equal dungeon tier. So just if it's as strong as you or higher, it's just a flat +1. So
Right.
it's 1 for everyone. +1 for then it's +1 for each tier above you it is, which is +2 for everyone. So that 1 goes to 3.
Right.
Then +1 for each source of good loot, +1 up to 4, and then that's 4 dice for everyone. And then we're going to do +2 individual adventure dice. Was how we decided to handle those.
That's so much loot. Oh god.
Yep.
I mean, it was a pillaging one.
It was a pillage.
intentionally, let's get loot.
Okay.
What were the 2 adventurers that were taken out?
There was
The
the
healer.
grouping of lower level adventurers, and then
Mhm.
there was the healer.
Yeah.
I tend to say 1 to myself and 1 to our marauder.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really help kill the adventurers. I
Nope.
There's so
I
many
just got
dice
the
that-
shit out.
Yeah, there's so many dice and it doesn't super matter. Just the amount of dice we're all rolling.
All right.
Okay.
So 5 for me and Marissa, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, the dice are probably a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm out of Dark Hearts.
Yep, me too.
Oh, me too. Okay, good. Marissa, you go first.
Yeah, sure. Loot roll, number of dice 5. Sure, this won't be a problem. Well, that's
good.
A lot.
interesting.
You
So
get
you
a
can do
crit.
6
crit.
individually, or you can crit
Yeah.
and get something really cool.
I definitely want a crit. All those 3s are Dark Hearts and Morale, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you don't have morale on your minions,
I can't take Morale on my minions. The 3rd one overloads me.
Wait, why can't you take morale?
I'm already moraled.
they already?
Oh,
You
you
never.
didn't-
Oh,
spent
your
it.
minions already have it? You didn't spend it?
Yeah, I
Oh.
never ended up using it. I'm not actually sure what you use Morale on. So.
You use it whenever
It's
your
an extra
minions roll an
die.
action. They get +1 to their dice roll.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can
They
spend
have
it.
not. They just got added to a bunch of the
Yeah.
opening rolls.
It's basically
Yeah,
a Dark
it's-
Heart for them.
Yeah, it's minion Dark Hearts.
Yeah. Okay, so I can't remember what happens. So I guess that's just the revelry that's going to happen there.
Yeah, if you have nowhere to spend it, you overdo it.
Beautiful. So I will overdo it, and I'll figure out what that looks like as we go through the other rolls. Do
What'd
we
you
want to deal
find?
with the crit first? Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you find?
I think with crits, is
It's
that the
Magitech.
DM
What
option?
Magitech did you
It
find?
says gain a
from-
powerful item of the GM's choice. So what
Yeah.
Magitech does she find?
Yeah, my choice is that it's Magitech from the Crafters Guild. You get to tell me what kind of Magitech blank finds
Alright.
so interesting.
Let's see.
So I think that's like an item, a powerful item, yeah, or a
Yeah.
valuable item. So it could be a tier 2 or 3 potion, concoction, contraption, or magic item, or one-of-a-kind item that is highly sought after.
I'm open to any ideas here.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, you're the
edges.
ranged person. You want a laser gun instead of your damn bow?
Yeah, you could get a
laser
functional
rifle?
laser
Okay.
gun.
You could get a
That-
laser rifle.
That sounds awesome. Let's do that.
Do we want to
Yeah.
give it, if it's a crit, do we want to give it 2 edges? How would
Yeah,
we-
it gets 2 edges. I'm just trying to find where the edges are.
It's in Monster
page
Science.
122.
More damage.
Oh, it's in Monster Science?
I think so. Yeah, that's page 122 is the end
Oh,
of Monster
all right.
Science.
So there's examples. There's camouflaged, hidden, light, terrifying, trusty, pulverizing, or powerful. I feel like this might have a custom.
I like
Yeah, you can just make stuff
yeah,
up.
Yeah, edges are meant to be made up. I like one, it like can't run out of ammo. It just recharges automatically.
Battery powered.
No, it's crank powered.
Oh, crank powered.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
This is
Wait.
steampunk Magitech.
Hold on. I got the perfect, like, this is just modded in from a different game. Like, that's, what is it called? The, from Fallout 4. The laser musket.
Mm.
Yeah. And it's I think searing. Plus
Yeah.
effect against flesh.
Okay.
Or organic tissue. Yeah.
Yeah, plus
Nice.
plus effect against organic targets.
Sweet.
That feels like an item
Alright.
Blank would like. The crank power. So yeah.
Crank powered murder gun.
Yeah. Doesn't really do well against buildings or soft or hard targets, but squishy people.
Yep.
Seared.
I can work with this.
There we go.
Alright.
Okay.
Here. I'll do mine. Okay. I got a mixed. Oh god, there's so many sheets I need to look at.
It's actually on the character sheet in Roll20.
Oh, it is.
Loot
I was
roll
looking at the
very
rules
bottom
reference.
right, like on the right column at the very bottom, next to gold.
Oh,
says
okay.
Loot rolls. It's just not. It doesn't have a good header.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
If you click it,
So-
You can click
You can
loot roll
click
and
loot
make your
roll.
loot roll.
What?
Exactly.
That's a
Oh, I
button.
didn't even see that.
okay.
That's why my things
Um,
have said neutral the whole time.
Ah,
So I get 2 dark hearts, and
And
then
then
the
overdo
third
it.
failure would make me overdo it. But I get a success.
actually, I
And a
think it
mixed
doesn't
success.
say in the text, but it's supposed to be Dark Heart or Morale, from what
Yes.
I
Oh,
remember.
okay.
It's
Then
Yeah.
I wouldn't overdo it because my minions can take morale. Mixed success is 1 gold, and then a valuable item. Right? Let me
Yeah.
see.
Do you have any good thoughts? I have one good thought.
Let me hit me with yours, and then.
Oh, it's an indestructible frying pan.
Oh yes,
It was from the Trap Kitchen.
yes, I want. Do I put that in my supply?
Well, you can put it in your supply or your thing. It's just a matter of you are limited to uses on your supply, whereas you are not limited to uses on your other things.
Yeah.
I'm
And
adding it to
supply
gear.
can be hit a little bit easier on failures. You can lose supply than gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then-
Oh, I keep forgetting they can. That's a good failure. I keep forgetting it's on
Yeah,
the
you
table.
can use up supply.
Lose supply. The problem is y'all don't use your supply.
I used
More
2 for
sparingly?
2.
Well, it doesn't have to be the thing you used. You could be like, and you roll down the hill, ripping your backpack, and lose whatever.
Lose
Supply,
1 supply.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you could
like,
say
a lot
one
of
use of
actions
supply
are
without a
just-
specific item. You're right.
That how big of a frying pan we talking here?
Yeah,
Bigger
is this
than
a
your head.
wok?
Bigger than my head?
Yeah. More
Alright,
like a cast iron
excellent.
skillet. It's
Okay.
basically a cast iron skillet.
Mm,
But,
okay,
you
Alright,
know,
so this is a
I have
two-handed
ideas.
frying pan.
you know, not a two-handed like handle, but like
Yeah.
big. Heavy.
This is gonna be my shield.
magic metal.
I'm gonna tie some rope to it and use it as a shield.
Yeah, it's been magically treated to be rust, bullet, laser
Rust
resistant.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's add it to gear. Yeah, and I actually get. I'm full of dark hearts. My minions have morale. I get a gold, and I get my frying pan.
Everything's looking up for Dougie after this.
Everything's
trip.
looking up for Dougie.
Do minions normally heal during the recovery period?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Ah, perfect. That answers my question.
All right.
Good.
So
That was the
Base-
time we saved you.
base 4 loot roll, go.
Ooh.
Nice.
2 gold.
2 gold. Take a dark heart, I guess. And
An item.
These guys were tier 2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Not anymore, but yes.
I'm gonna call it stone melt just because I dig it. Quickly dissolve large sections of stone, but fills the area with thick smoke.
Oh,
It's
you're
a
grabbing
concoction.
a concoction?
Cool.
Ah, smoke bomb.
No, it like literally eats through stone.
No, I know.
Like we can
I'm saying you
tunnel
can
with
throw it down in front of you and make a smoke.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll roll for my loot, I suppose. All right. So I will grab 1 dark heart and give 1 morale to my minions. I will grab a gold, and I think for my item, I was thinking for my loot die, I might grab basically a trap kit, like a miscellaneous pouch of various trap parts from the trap restaurant, as an item to. I'll probably switch out my tool pouch, which I almost never use, except for that mini saw I use this session, but I usually never use it. But on the other hand, I never use my crossbow.
Oh, can you only have 4 gear?
You can only have 4 gear.
Yes.
Got it.
Everything.
Okay.
So if I get a new gear, I'm like switching something else out, and it gets demoted to supply.
Okay,
Mhm.
battle standard got demoted.
I
to
think
supply.
my crossbow's getting demoted to supply. I have both a tool pouch and trap parts and gear. That'll let me actually tinker reasonably for dealing with threats.
You know, once you have fingers again.
One finger was broken twice. That's it.
They're just broken this way and then that way.
Yeah.
I just remembered something. I need a focus for my illusion magic because right now I can only cast tier 1 illusions without a focus.
Are you going to switch your item to that, do you think?
I think I'm going to switch the item to the focus.
There was a focus presented from one of the adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
There
you
was a
talking about the
disco ball staff.
All right. Well, disco
There was,
ball
in
staff
fact,
it
a
is.
magical focus.
Now we can combine the laser gun with the disco ball.
With the disco ball.
That'll just be like a
You'll
laser
find me
grenade that
pointing the
sears
laser
through
gun at
everyone.
Okay, wait. We can combine
staff.
all of our items together, right? We hide behind the
I
indestructible
put on
frying
my
pan.
safety goggles that I've had this
Put on
whole
your
time
safety
so that I protect my eyes against lasers being pointed into them.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all of our loot rolls. We have to
Mhm.
figure out one, overdoing it.
I'm still trying to find a spot there so I can give an idea of how much an overdo it should be, but I think I have an idea for it. My minions were healed, technically, but I think that, well, I guess we can't call them into the sanctum. You notice for a while that my minions haven't been around anywhere, and I think that after a while you just hear a bunch of yelling coming from the room, and like a minion slinks out, and it is they're scratches and it is bloodied all over again, and they're just like escaping and booking it out of the room and going to hide in the beard oil closet. Mechanically, it's a matter of they have been bloodied all over again, and I have done the overdo it on violence.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes. You decided that the kobold con artists weren't good enough at a scrap, and you needed to teach them a lesson.
Combat
you
training.
took your new laser rifle, and you turned it around and held it by the barrel and just beat them until they...
I imagine the one that plays the grandma goes around the room, and then your long-ass arms grab it by the ankles and drag it back in.
Yes.
It's like, no!
Perfect.
Thump.
Yeah.
Okay.
And through unseen video game magic, your dungeon is leveled up.
Yay! We get the like golden like shimmer.
Yeah, taking absolutely no construction time, immediate changes occur.
Oh, I was hoping that we get back and somehow everything's different as soon as we get back, and we're like, who did this?
You know, you have to accept the level up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a new cutscene when you're instancing into the dungeon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything looks slightly nicer and shinier, but still the same otherwise, except for what happens when we level up.
Yeah. I had it, and then I switched
it's on the lurking calamity. So you make GM makes a discovery roll, usually 2D, and adds it to your dungeon. Add a creature layer of a tier equal to the current dungeon tier. This also immediately attracts a creature, and then PCs and dungeon denizens grow in power, being able to stand on equal footing with factions at their new tier.
Okay, so a discovery and a creature lair.
Yeah. So creature creation is what we're going to need eventually.
Yep.
Which is 225. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's narration. 191. According to the index.
Creature
Where's
creation.
the list again? You said it's by calamity?
What page?
On the rules reference.
On the rules
on the rules reference. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Page 4 of the rules reference.
Who gets to decide where the creature lair is?
That's a good question.
Collectively, I think.
Yeah, collectively. I get to decide where the discoveries are, so y'all can decide where.
Well, I think you choose where the discovery is first based on the list.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
if I had any good discovery ideas.
Oh, we can think of some. But the GM makes a discovery roll, usually 2 dice, and adds it to the dungeon. So, how do we determine discovery rolls? How likely is a good discovery?
It's not happening. It's a bad discovery.
It's bad.
Why is it a bad discovery? It's a tier up.
That's fair.
No, there just is a discovery. It's just that discoveries aren't necessarily beneficial. Alright, I figured out what... Okay. Let's figure out what kind. I'm just gonna roll the whole thing.
I accidentally...
That is a Earth formation.
Nice.
Well, I think I have a system for our creature that would give each of us a decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's basically 4 steps to the creature. There's where the layer goes, the 2 traits, and what the creature is.
No.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I think I know what the discovery is. It's a pit.
Pits are useful.
Yeah. Take a pit.
Ooh, now we need a pit fiend, though.
Where is the
I
pit?
mean, we can turn said pit into our creature lair.
Does it have anything in it?
Does it? It's mostly a deep hole. It's mostly that there's like a weird sinkhole pit that opens up in the corner of the
the minion
silent
chamber.
echoing minion chamber. Like it's like you can get to it from the floor, but then like you can see like through the hole in the wall that it makes that there's more going on behind it. There's a real big pit. And it's one of those pits where you drop a rock down it, and then you don't hear anything.
Oh, perfect. No, that's a great pit. We can like chain people up over it.
Yeah, ominous bottom pit. Like, you're not sure what's down there. You don't. It's a pit.
Seemingly bottomless pit is what we're gonna call it.
I was thinking we could put a trap here, so whenever they come to investigate what's in this room, a giant hand swings from behind them and knocks
I was
them in
thinking
the
a
pit.
I love that.
I was thinking a boot. We
It's
had
a boot
plots.
or a boxing glove or a spring door, spring floor
door,
tile. Yeah.
Or potentially a log that might be a wagon axle.
But we don't have time to make traps before the adventurers arrive.
Nope.
Nope, but we do have time to put in this creature.
Seemingly,
Yes.
that's true. Endless pit. So where is the seemingly endless pit?
How do I?
It is here. This is the seemingly endless pit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Dude, I love our discoveries. Was beard oil room, cheese of ooze,
and executive restroom. Yeah.
No. That was the minions just built that.
Oh, right. They just built it. I guess from our character's perspective, it might as well have been a discovery.
So is like for the pit, is the whole thing like the pit, or like is there like a ledge?
Is there a ledge?
No,
or
it's all
there's
pit.
no
I was
ledge?
just trying to
It's
denote
all
that
pit.
it keeps going down.
Excellent.
Sweet. All right, so creature lair. I guess whoever wants to can take the first initiative of where.
The lovely thing about creature layers is if an adventurer passes it, they have to detour into it, so we can use that.
True.
I feel like we should probably. I want to say put it like here, like after the trap that they have to get through, because then they detour into it and then go to the weather witches.
No. We stack the creature
I was
layers one after
thinking
another
we
after
might
another.
Put it like here.
Oh, you know what? That's true.
Because then they have to go in the first one, which means they have to go in the second one, which means they have, you know.
I agree.
Or is it coming out of the back of the executive restroom?
No, they don't have to be in the executive restroom in the first place. The restroom is our safe space, actually. That's what's going to happen.
The restroom's the respawn for the imps.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
there's more imps.
I will wait to draw the creature
another
lair
football team
until
of
we know
imps
what
have
type of
shown
creature
up.
is in it, but it's going to be, like, here is where it's going to be.
I love that we keep, like, putting all of our minions with the creature lair. It's like they hang out in the beer room, and the bar, and the restroom, and with all the creatures.
Oh, wait, the bar's not finished, and our traps.
Yeah, I like the idea that the minions are doing so well. They had to hire like an opposite team to like for their like practice games. So they're like, if our imps are in like red, the opposite team's in white. So we know like what their like
the away team looks like.
Yeah, the away team.
When we add in discoveries, we don't have to add anything to our chore list, which is completely and definitely matters to the game.
Or what list?
The chore list of we are upkeeping.
No, discoveries I don't think need active upkeep, if I'm not mistaken.
They don't have to upkeep the pit. No, it's fine. To the endless pit.
Yeah.
As far as you're concerned,
creature
it will never
layers,
be full.
I think creature layers.
Creature layers
need
you
upkeep,
do.
so someone will need to decide that. We'll do that after.
Yeah.
So I've decided on the where. What's the next choice?
We need one person each to define a trait, and then the fourth person gets to figure out what those traits turn into as a monster.
Okay.
What page is this again for the traits?
Creature creation is on 192, PDF page 192.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, are you looking for these creatures to be the other team?
No, it's just we got more imps.
We
the
got more
number of
imps
imps we have is increased. So
a second football team of imps has arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As part of
shift.
the upgrade.
Okay.
So this
they're gonna need a stadium real soon.
Yeah. So in the tan box, the words like, clever, and corrupted and corrosive, those are the traits, and then two of you three, since I already went, can pick one.
And they don't have to be.
They don't have to be those. Those are examples.
Yeah.
It makes some level of sense to go from flaming to freezing because that's the way dungeons work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Freezing. We have our first one.
I'm thinking sneaky.
Freezing and sneaky.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, Jordan, what is freezing and sneaky?
Oh, it's obviously evil elves from the North Pole. Like Snow Miser. It's just Snow Miser.
But it's a creature. So
Yeah. It's a Snow Miser.
Oh, it's literally a snow miser.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a snow construct in the form of an elf.
Please tell me I'm not the only one who's seen this movie.
No, yeah.
I have
Snow
not.
miser and heat miser.
I think I've seen it like
I'm
maybe
picking
once.
up what you're laying down.
It's
Yeah.
like one of those movies I never really watched that much of. But
Let me get a good picture of Snow
I
Miser.
have
Basically,
not
it's
seen
a
it, but
it's a little
wow.
frozen
I
gnome,
see
I
it
guess,
now.
What?
Yeah.
it's a little frozen guy.
Yeah.
who's very
Oh,
evil and very bad tempered.
Yeah.
that's
He's
amazing.
Mr. White Christmas. He's Mr. Snow.
Does he sit on a frozen throne in this like ice room?
But he like stalks around the dark ice room and just
Yeah.
like ganks people with his freezing sneakiness.
Yeah.
Well, so you see, their eyes are still adjusting from the fiery room, and so they get in there, start shivering, can't see a thing. And
Okay, then I'm gonna give them
For
like
some reason, a song starts playing when they
yeah.
walk.
I'm Mr.
Mr.
White
White.
Christmas.
The dwarves are the band.
I'm giving them a long hallway with the throne at the end of it, and like pillars of they basically they have their own like throne room that they sneak around between the pillars that are across the sides of it, and that's how they sneak around these like frozen pillars of ice.
Is there like? Didn't someone have assets like where these guys came from?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't think there's an equivalent one for
Snow elf.
for
Let's
snow
see.
elf.
We can use the fire elemental and just say it's the snow elf.
I have so many.
We
of
could also
those.
just add a Google
Add a
image.
snow.
add a token and
Yeah,
dump
someone
it in.
Wait,
drag and
hold on.
drop
I
it.
got it. I
You got it?
gotta
Okay.
do it. Hold on. Save image as. I got one with no background, so it's so perfect.
Great.
Open image in these. I don't want it as a WebP file.
Those will work.
Those will work just fine.
Oh,
yeah.
it'll work. All right,
It's
cool.
a relatively new, well, I don't know how new it is, but relatively new to be widespread image format, but it works.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
All
no,
right,
that
let's
works
shrink the little man down.
far too
All right.
perfectly.
I'll fix that. Hang
You
on.
got it?
That's
Okay.
fine. That's the snow visor creature.
It's
Why
our
does
new
he
tier,
just
right?
live
Its tier
there?
is equal to our new tier, so it's actually tier 1, I think. Or is...
Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, this is a tier 1 room. Right? Like the creature layers can be more than that, right?
Yes. The yes.
So
But
is
the
it
creature is also tier 1 right now because it's equal
Yes.
to our tier, and yeah.
Okay. There we go. So we accept the level up, and then there's this new like frozen double, like extravagant double door, right
Like appears.
appears in the flaming.
It looks like
lava snake room.
claymation for some
You
reason.
woke him up.
Yeah,
with
it
the
opens
apple.
up at like a like snapping claymation frame rate, so it doesn't open smoothly when we open the door. I guess the last thing I have to decide is the chore list. Who placates the snow miser?
I have 2 chores.
I also have 2 chores. I think we might all.
I think we all
We're
have
all
2 chores.
Yeah.
I'm already dealing with the snakes. So who wants to deal with the snow miser I created?
It's just who's going to roll it when it comes up.
Yeah. Who
Mm,
wants to
that's
true.
roll for the snow miser to? I recommend Jordan because
I'll roll it.
you can portray their strangeness.
All those Christmas years of watching Rudolph Saves Christmas or whatever that's called are gonna pay off.
Yep.
See, when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, and then my childhood memories started trickling in, but I never knew its name.
Nope, Snow Miser and Heat Miser. That's who they.
Mm-hmm.
For reference, this is what I would have had for you for a token.
What is that?
It's a little elf head.
Yep.
Mm.
All right. I think now we probably just have enough time to deal with our intrusion. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a door.
Is that a death knight?
That is a Death Knight.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Death
Cool.
Knight, a bard, an academic, and
Torchbearer.
A soon-to-be dead torchbearer.
yes, a red shirt.
Of course.
Yes. You remember this is a tier 3 faction. So there's a tier 3 Death
Yeah.
Knight, a tier 1 bard, and a tier 1 academic, plus a hireling that is coming.
So, how many hearts does that mean each of them?
I
6.
did put their hearts on the tokens.
Yep.
The
Yep.
bard and
So-
the academic have 4
Okay,
hits
yeah.
because it's
It's 2
hits
plus
per heart.
1 per
2
tier.
hits
Plus
per
2 per
heart.
tier,
Yeah.
yeah.
2 hits per
Okay.
heart, so I doubled them just to make it easy on the counter.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their hearts are 1 plus 1 per tier.
Yep. The Death Knight is tier 3.
All looks good.
Now, considering every single invasion gets harder, this could be interesting. Our next invasion.
Oh, right.
Well, yeah. Well, this is a tier 3 faction attacking us, so if a tier 2 would be weaker, right?
Yeah, I don't know
Nope.
how
Let's make
strict
invasion
Indigo
harder.
will be with that.
I'm going to make each... I'm not being super strict on the... like, specific people coming in. Like, yes, it's a tier 3 faction. That's why there's one tier 3 person. The invasions will increase in a multiple additively. Like, each invasion will be harder narratively, but also, like, I'm not going to give you a full... like, for instance, this is not a full team of
Tier 3 adventurers.
tier 3 adventurers,
Right.
because that would make the...
That would end us.
Yeah, the
Immediately.
increase would be a problem.
Okay.
But I do want to represent the fact that this is a strong faction
Fair.
who has reasons for being here. This is Handless Bill's faction.
Mhm.
Perfect.
He's
can-
locked away.
We can add more hands to the pile.
More hands to the pile.
Yes. Where are his hands at the moment?
Oh,
What do you
we
mean,
probably
where
fed
are
them
his
to the
hands?
to the lava
Toss them in the
snakes or
lava.
something. Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
hand. He doesn't have them anymore. None of you are doctors. It doesn't matter if you saved them.
Well, I was wondering if we actually did have a pile of hands somewhere.
Yeah. A growing pile of only 2 hands, but soon to be more.
You never know when someone needs a
added
hand.
a couple more from the last mission.
Yeah, I don't
All
know
right.
what doors are.
We'll see if kobolds regrow them.
So they stumble on the not yet harmful carnivorous moss trap.
Yes. Yeah. Let's get the
I don't-
rulebook up for invasions, because apparently we spent too much time on it last time. Right?
Well, I think the thing is that nothing is ever narrative. It's a matter of they hit the thing, roll the dice
I think
to see
that's
which
what
way
we
they
saw
go,
before.
and move.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of meant to be sped through a bit.
So yeah, the invasion begins. First, they...
And I guess the first thing that we still do need to figure out about the invasion is what footing we start, or like where our people start.
We're located in the sanctum as the PCs.
You starting locations. You make one die roll, a single die roll for your minion pack to determine its starting location. So my
Yes.
Yeah, so everyone rolls for their minions.
Except for me, who will be starting at the guard post.
yeah, because your guard post, that's its whole thing, is that you get to do that. That
Yeah.
should be a d6. All
We have a
right.
token for the minions?
Yes,
Um,
my doors are here. Oh, I can choose where they start.
I got a failure,
Eggs
so
are
my
here.
golems are elsewhere. Like, they are not in position right now. I think they're gonna probably be, would be a terrible
Yeah.
position for them to be. I think they're probably as a group just in the corner staring down the seemingly endless pit.
Mine are going to be trying to figure out whether or not that's cheese in the cavern.
Where I got a 6, so where should mine be?
Where's most useful?
beneficial place possible.
There?
Actually, if you want to do the stone pit, my golems could be trying to figure out how biological beings use a bathroom.
Oh, you know what? Fair. Yeah, so I think they're maybe set up to try and like push someone in the pit.
Yeah, sort of playing a game of chicken, like try to lean over the pit as much as you can without falling in.
No, I think they're just gonna try and like football tackle him.
Yeah.
Before they
So-
knew the attack was happening.
All right.
So, yeah. We have our starting.
Yep.
And I guess they all just roll tier?
So what's the first thing that
There's
we
a-
see?
There's a pathing thing that we got to figure
I
out.
have it here. So the GM controls the movement of the invaders. Generally, they go through the dungeon's entrance and work their way through the dungeon towards the sanctum. However, invaders may have other motivations or come in through other means. They could tunnel in through a side or through a side door, teleport in. That should be the exception rather than the norm. So in this case, they don't specifically want to go into to our sanctum. They're more interested in finding Handless Bill, I'm guessing.
Yes, that is.
So,
That's
other
one of
than
their main
that,
objectives.
they move through the dungeon. The GM narrates their movements.
Yeah.
And
So I guess the first room they come into is they hit the level 1, tier 1 trick chains immediately.
Yeah, the room of all tricks.
yeah,
Beginning with the chains.
the trick. There we go. So tricks.
Y'all roll the tricks, right?
Yeah, I believe that Varn is
pretty
chained, so I assume it's
chains are-
Varn.
I think actually the chains might be me.
Yep.
Okay.
I have the minion chamber and the sanctum door.
Okay,
So my
So
minion
just-
chamber.
roll 1d6. No special way to do that. The chains get a 3. So I guess that means that the
Oh, wait a minute.
So on a failure for a trick,
I assume that whatever they were
Oh, here we go.
trying to do doesn't work.
Yes. The chains are supposed to alert everyone to intruders.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly. So that
Yep.
doesn't. The torchbearer very deftly like holds his torch up and lifts the chain curtain up for the rest of the party to file in.
yeah, gently without them clinking loudly.
Yeah. And then it's time for the kobolds to try to trick them to turn around because they're just a helpless kobold family with only good things and rotten cabbages to sell. Do you
A
want a
very
rotten cabbage, sir?
And bloody and,
Yeah,
It doesn't help the illusion.
family bandaging their wounds.
Please, sir, we're only a kobold family.
And we're very badly wounded.
yeah. Why are these bruises on you?
There's
Malnutrition.
an avalanche.
Turns out when kobolds are malnourished from starvation, we spontaneously develop wounds, as if we
What?
were
You look
physically harmed.
It was the laser avalanche, sir.
Yep, alright. Give me a kobold trick roll to see if it dissuades them from going further.
Which is me again.
Yes.
Alright. Roll 1d6. 5! They're more convincing than the chains. Which, that one, I think, was intended to let everyone get into position and just buy time.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to move a minion.
Yep, we still can't act normally, so I think my golems are going to stay where they are. They will not have reason to move.
Basically, when this trick succeeds, all minions get an action. So even if the kobold con artist, assuming they want to actually do their job, want to pounce on the adventurers now. They could take the action, but they have been tricked temporarily.
Yeah. Their
I
job
think
is definitely not to stick around.
Yeah,
No,
all the minions get one thing to do.
my dwarves are gonna do the same thing that the demons did and just hold the line. That's what they're gonna do. They were looking out at the pit and then going, "Oh wait, let's go over here."
We don't know we're under attack yet, do we? Though.
No, the chains
No,
did
the
not go
chains
off.
didn't.
I think I actually will. With my golems, they're gonna look for an organic to try and show them
Please
how
use
this
toilet.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. Con artists, are they staying?
I think they're going to do the same thing that they did last time and book it through this door.
All right.
All right. And then
So, pathing-wise, now they go into the snake laver because they have to be.
yeah, the
by-
academic catches a mysterious and rare lava snake and begins
Yes.
making their
I
way.
thought they were endangered or extinct.
Something like that. And then I guess the golems
Yeah,
pounce.
there's a flushing sound, and one of the golems steps out of the bathroom and says, "Oh, unorganic being, can you assist us with teaching us the ways of biology?"
But they don't. Do the golems speak the light tongue?
No, they don't. So it just sounds
Beep,
like
boop,
gibberish.
boop, boop,
Yeah,
kobold robot.
speaks in binary.
Do you want to do your golems first?
I think so. I think that makes sense for them to be seen first. The golems realize that the academic is not versed in the dark tongue, and their job is to smash. So I think they will start beeping in binary and start rushing them. I'll just roll for them. They don't have a great time. They probably get bloodied, I imagine, and beaten back.
As the academic steps to the side, the Death Knight comes in with a skull mace and begins pummeling robots.
Yes, the
Oh,
lava
I'm
snakes.
worried about your dungeon. I'm worried about your dungeon.
Don't worry.
The golems probably
Lava snakes!
get beaten back and lock the door and being like, and in again the adventurers don't hear it, but the golems are like, "We apologize. This was probably rather a rude request. We mean nothing strange by it."
Yes, the now bloodied minions. The Death Knight gets there. We're gonna call that a Death Knight action, though, for defending Smash Charge or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Do you want me to roll lava snakes?
Oh yeah, now it's the lava snake fight.
Hiss. A 2.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, they're not
Oh,
lava snakes anymore, and we've got a clear creature lair.
We did.
yeah, it's empty now.
I thought they were extinct. They are now.
Party of adventurers. There's an inspiring icy
Yep.
song that comes out of the loot.
How many boots they can make out of this leather? Yeah.
And the Death Knight begins using their mace as a shovel and just like scooping it against the wall as they shatter.
The bard is just singing in the background about it the whole time.
The bard gets really excited when he reaches this room because there's music coming out of it.
Like, we can have a sing-off!
I like the bard having a dance-off action to fight the snow That does sound kind of great.
Yeah, I do think in this room, the academic is going to use one of their actions to investigate the room because they're so curious and they notice sounds coming from behind the door and the wall.
That's fair, but they must go into a creature lair if it's next to them. So though they see the door, I imagine maybe a different character just like the bard says, "Oh, I hear music," and just rushes in.
Yeah, everyone else is caught up with it, but the academics can use an action to investigate the room, so they're lagging behind. But yeah, then the snow miser fight begins.
There's a lot. It's like to a beat, like it's like a dance portion of the game.
Yes.
But if you fail, the snow miser that's on the throne is not the real one. The real snow miser is behind pillars, and he'll scratch at you if you fail.
Perfect.
Yeah, so there's a sliding ice floor rhythm challenge.
Yeah,
There we go.
Nice. So I think the way the roll works is he's still defeated, but not bloodied or killed. He's like they drive him off, but he'll come back later. I think with a 6.
They drive him into a snow pile.
Yeah, and he deals, I think, 1 heart. I think it's 1 heart, right?
Let me see. Creature on a success. Let's look at the thingy.
In
Creature on a success. Yeah, they move. So on some terrifying sneaky gargoyles in this example, on a success for the roll.
The second creature takes -1d on its roll for repeated defenses.
Ooh, roll again. Take the lowest result. I forgot about that. That's a failure.
You're at it.
I didn't know
Does he
that.
die?
I didn't know that applied to creature lairs. I thought that just applied to rooms.
Hold on, does it? Let me see.
It does on this example right here. They have 2 creature layers right in a row, like we did.
We'll put something in between them, like a lock or a trick or something, and that should help.
Okay.
I don't think putting a thing in between them will actually help.
What page is this on?
What page is this, Marissa?
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at 223, the example.
Oh, it's in the example itself? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's because they went from one creature lair right into the other.
That's what they did here, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
They fight the creature in its lair, they're pulled into these side layers fighting within them, and then the very next thing is, this second creature takes -1d on its roll for repeated defenses.
Right. But I think if we put a lock or a trick there, then it's not repeated. Right, because they do a creature fight up here. Like right as they come in the door, there's a creature fight.
Do they?
I think so. Yeah. So there's like, can I? No, I would share my screen, but I don't want to fuck up the stream.
Here we go. Minions are also affected by the repeated defenses rule, suffering -1d if the invaders face the same defense in a row. So repeated defenses.
Same defense in a row.
It's in a row.
So if we put a trick or a trap in between the 2 rooms later,
it'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, good. But in this case, the dance battle looks
it's a 2.
like it's going swimmingly.
Yeah.
Does the snow miser?
Yeah, it's for some reason it's a totally different area.
I believe you, the snow miser's dead.
I'm Mr. White.
Yep.
Oh, I want to re-recruit him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I do think
here we go. Just now it's tier 1 creature.
You go back into this room because it's a dead end.
Yep.
And I'd say we roll pathing now on the bathroom or the handless bill, but the academic was actively.
Yeah, probably as an action they were. The handless bill room was a secret room, if you remember. Right? It was behind a hidden wall.
Something like that. But as an action, the academic does locate the room with handless bill and joins the party.
So does that mean we actually have pathing with?
Does he leave?
What's going to happen is they are going to continue, and they're going to send the hireling out with the injured handless bill as the current.
And the other 3 will remain for vengeance.
Continue on in a dungeon.
Okay. Cool. I think the ones who are leaving can just kind of leave because there's nothing in the way.
Yeah. Do they have to path themselves into the washroom?
The path is going to be no lock, find the thing. So basically, they're going to make a fortune roll to see if they try to do the lock or crawl through the tunnel.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then I think the way the fortune roll works, which I'm bouncing around because.
Oh, there's actually 3 ways. They could also go into the bunkhouse.
They could. If they did, they would just turn around. So I don't know if it's significant as an option. So
Yeah. So which way do we want them to go? Because they get a fortune roll based on that.
I want them to go down the tunnel.
Yeah.
If as good as it would be if they fought the weather witches, if they will eventually drive them off, and they heal whenever they loot a tier 3 room.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that
And the tier 3 room has a lock too.
yeah, I would like them to go definitely down the tunnel.
Agreed.
Okay.
So someone want to roll that?
That's a 2.
Meaning they try the lock.
All right. I'm gonna use our dungeon thing that says get a +1d
Right.
on a single lock, trap, or trick.
Right.
So it'll be 2 dice for the lock.
Okay.
Oh wait, bonus 1.
That's
a success.
Good. So 4 on a
Or
lock.
mixed success.
They go another way unless they have no other option, is what a mixed means.
Yeah.
So
So
they do go the other way.
yeah, they begin squeezing into the tunnel.
As some
Perfect.
leave kobolds scutter.
And then the
skitter
trap.
back.
And then the trap goes off.
Yeah.
I will roll 1 dice for the trap. And the bonus to trap defense is only for the whole dungeon, I think.
It says like A. So during dungeon defense, you can take +1d on a single lock, trap, or trick on your list of dungeon duties.
Okay, so that's per player then.
Yeah, per player.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'll use this for mine.
Oh.
So it'll be 2 dice for the trap.
Well, I've got to remember that.
All right. So
They avoid the
failure for the
trap.
trap. Yeah, they just like they don't even look at it. They just say like tripwire, and then they all just step over it without even looking. Like it's
Yeah.
mundane for them at this point. Seasoned like pineapple. I almost said Pineapple Express. That's a movie.
Pineapple Graveyard.
Pineapple Graveyard Adventures.
Yep.
Just they say tripwire, and they don't even need to think otherwise. They know this.
All right.
think
The
that's-
dwarves start punching as soon as they see a head. And leave
Yeah,
the
give you a
hole.
smash.
Smash. Pa, 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 pa. So they deal
Confused.
some
How
damage.
many hearts do they do?
What?
I assume it's 1.
But one damage worth, so it's 1 strike in a heart, but the heart isn't actually gone.
Yeah. So because since we're basically each heart is 2 hit points, but we have their hit points there, it would be 1
1 HP.
HP, basically.
2
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. And then they don't.
Oh, we'll call it all of them for the fight.
They are a group.
Yeah, it's a group versus group fight.
Okay.
So they all take 1 damage. Okay.
I'll take a damage.
And then they just go past them, right?
Yep.
I have this room on my dungeon duties. Is there something the room does as a minion chamber? That's a tier 2 room.
Let me check minion chamber. Your minions might always be there, and you might bypass the weather witches not being in there.
Chamber.
Okay, it's not called minion chamber.
Oh, if we can find the tier 2 room list.
Yeah, we're just looking for the regular tier 2 room list. Minion
Oh,
lair.
minion lair.
These
Yeah.
minions get morality recovery. Take +1 dice when defending the room against invaders. Give it 2 atmospheric traits from the minor room list.
Plus
So
1
It
die if the
doesn't,
weather
however,
witches are in
say
the room.
that it is not like a guard post. They are not all guaranteed to be in it.
They're not always in there. Okay.
Okay. So if
So-
they were in here, they'd get an extra die.
Yes,
Oh, the minion chamber isn't keyed to the weather witches.
it is actually. It says
Oh, it is keyed.
assign a single pack of minions to this room. These
Oh.
minions get morale every recovery and get +1 dice when defending that room.
All right. That was a mistake to put my
That's
hags somewhere else, but that's fine.
Yes.
At least they're safe.
That's
All
true.
right, and then we have a lock.
We aren't, but they are.
They spend some time investigating. And then there's a lock.
I mean, aren't they drawn to
I want
the
to set up.
seemingly endless pit?
I want to set up
somehow?
a trick there that tricks one of them to jumping down the seemingly endless pit.
That would be a great.
Let's do a
trick.
Dark Souls like sign on the ground that says "Try jumping."
No, you put it on the far end of the pit. They can see it like it's a treasure chest. Just a bucket of gold hanging on a rope over the pit.
Something like that. Yeah,
And
that's for later.
are flashbacks allowed in dungeons?
We
Are they?
Because if you can flash back to a downtime activity, I can put a trick there. I have 3 gold.
I don't think we can
Don't think that
in
works
this
for
case.
this specific like blowback
Us
triggered
as
one.
yeah.
I think it feels like the dungeons are more. See, I'm stuck on what are the consequences when when this Death Knight plows through your dungeon. This is what I'm worried about now.
I mean, after this, we then get a fight, and it's 4-on-3.
We can probably take a fight, I think. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'd assume.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be fucked for the next whatever we do.
We'll take
unless
it
we
easy.
do an easy one.
Yeah, we'll take it easy for once.
We'll attack a tier 0 faction.
Yeah, we'll just find another village, because apparently raising villages to the ground is our thing. Though,
Okay,
again,
so
we'll
I
have an
wanna make
airship soon, so that'll help.
Yeah.
True. I'm going to make my fortune roll for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess these guys, like this guy's an 8 clock that has 1 tick in it, and then these guys are.
I would just imagine it's ticks equal to health, like each.
Yeah.
So it'd be a 4 clock that's 1 full already for those two.
Yeah.
8 clock that's 1
This
full
guy's
already.
8 clock, yeah.
So I need a roll for the lock, though.
Yep. I'm adding my +1 to this. It's a tier 1 lock, right?
Yeah.
Nope, they're coming in.
Nope.
I hope the dice don't continue when we're fighting and having the scene. All right. So failure for the lock, basically, from what I saw, just means they go through it. Like it's no problem.
Oh, I guess they're on this side,
I believe
actually.
so.
I'd say
Yeah, they're at
let's
the bottom. And then we can take a break
wander
here
into
and
it.
then have our fight scene.
Yeah.
It's in the sanctum.
Okay. So we will be back in a few minutes to get our vengeance against these stupid adventurers who broke all our stuff. Those jerks.
They broke all your stuff.
They
stole
took our
your
stuff. Our
They took your
prisoner
prisoner.
is
They
our
took-
stuff.
They took your prisoner. You were leaving him in a closet for later because you were bored with him.
Yeah, we were like
We were gonna build a
aging
prison.
them.
Like fine cheese.
Yeah. But
Listen, you don't need a prison if you can lock them inside their own useless body.
so we will be back in about 10 minutes probably to get our vengeance.
Mhm.
All right, we are live with part 2, episode 6 of Wicked Ones Online. We're currently trying not to die.
Yeah.
And
This could be the last part.
this could be the final part. We're on break
Could be the
next
final
week. It's good
part.
timing.
Yeah. Anyway,
So last part, we got home from the dungeon,
there was powerful adventurers on the mountain.
and we literally started an avalanche to distract them, and it didn't work. And now they're in our dungeon, and they've carved a trail of destruction through it, basically.
They killed all your pets.
And
They
they
did.
rescued our property.
They rescued our property, and they killed all our pets.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sorry.
rescued
That's
their captured
grand
guild
theft
member.
hostage.
Grand
Yeah.
Theft Hostage was done.
Grand Theft Prisoner.
And now they're here on our
Anything-
doorstep. And by that, I mean our individual doorstep. They've already passed our dungeon doorstep.
Yeah.
We have to make an
They've
engagement
broken-
roll. And I believe lower dice on the engagement roll means that we're going to have a bad time.
I think we're gonna have a bad time.
And the engagement roll, the number of dice is determined by how quickly these guys got through the dungeon.
As quickly as
quickly.
possible,
They
basically.
didn't get. There was one thing they got
Lots of
stopped by.
rooms, but
They got
They
sidetracked into the rooms they were literally mandated to get sidetracked into and immediately destroyed them. And then
Mhm.
continued on.
Oh,
So-
you
Mhm,
did succeed in
mhm, mhm.
exactly one spot. They did not break into your garage.
That's true.
True.
Yeah, the car's safe.
second spot, we got one bit of time wasted through the kobold roll.
The kobold, the whole
Mhm.
point was to waste a bit of time. That's true.
It was a.
I think everything else they steamrolled,
though. Path of death and destruction. They're gonna die.
All right. I will take the plunge. I will carry the die.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a
Not
5.
terrible.
Mixed. We're on even footing.
Salem, no.
Yeah, the pillars of smoke that you have from your indoor lava pit. You know, because it's boiling metal and whatever other garbage you
Yeah,
throw
it's literally
in there.
our trash
Metal
bin. We
and
just throw
rock.
stuff into it to
Yeah.
melt.
So there's plumes of toxic black smoke coming off of it. There is no vent in this room. So they emerge from the stairs into this cloud of miasma that you call a living room.
I'm glad it's not Valheim, where we have, like, smoke-breathing rules.
Yeah, and then they're emerging through the smoke, so you have time to, like, jump them, like, as they emerge from the smoke. But they are armed and armored and ready for a fight, so they're gonna react, but, like, you see each other at the same time kind of scenario.
Can I immediately spend a stress to flashback to setting up a trap?
Yes.
Perfect. If that's
now that we're in, like, combat.
Now that our characters are actually, yeah. Okay.
Because you cannot participate up until this very moment.
Excellent. So I'd like to flashback to setting up a trap on the floor as they're stepping across. And I think I'm going to try a, like, springboard tile to launch one of them into the lava pit. I will be using my gear, my trap parts gear, and rolling to tinker and spending 1 stress to flashback. Yep. I was checking if any of my abilities helped, but they do not. Let's do this. A 5.
It's a 5.
So it's probably a random, or one of the lower tier ones that gets launched in.
I could see them getting launched in, but not falling in. They're like dangling from the chains that are hanging above it or something.
Yeah, so the bard gets launched, and yeah, he grabs onto the prisoner chains that you have up over the lava pit. I don't know why you didn't keep him in the prisoner chains, but
he had no hands. It was fine. Also, I can't remember.
Did we still have a prisoner
up there? Okay.
Yeah, we still have a kobold.
Yeah.
Not a kobold,
a lizard man.
Lizard man. Yep.
Oh, yeah, he grabs
Probably
onto the hanging
mostly
prisoner.
cooked by now.
I think he's actually
radiant
dead.
heat being what it is. Yes.
Yeah, we probably, given how I just talked about him, we probably forgot he was there.
Yeah, let's check. Does anyone have feed prisoner on their dungeon duties?
No,
he's dead.
He is dead. He has perished.
I feel like that's the most evil thing we could do is forget about him.
Yep.
So he's hanging onto the chains, the ominous chains that hang over the lava pit. He does dunk a whole foot.
Yeah.
He does dunk a whole foot in the lava, though. He is down to 1 hit point.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. I imagine because
By
this
the
is
way-
again a sort of a PG-ish thing. Like the lizard man is just a skeleton. Like it's just somehow turned into a skeleton.
It's empty chains. They are empty chains. The
They're now
bones
empty?
have fallen out.
Okay.
I
Just
would
like
make
a
it-
cocoon.
I would like to make an amendment to the canon. There is food like along the side of the lava pit.
Yeah, it's how we cook it.
There's food
I
available.
cook it.
I
We
just
cook the
never
food.
gave it to him. He could
That
see
is
it.
cruel.
The inns keep a buffet open the inns keep a buffet open 20 hours a day. It's part of their job is to cook and have the platters out. And no
Yeah.
one's no
So at a
one
50-50
Yeah.
chance and if their food's edible, but they do it for free, so it's worth it.
That's true.
Yeah, the hags came down at the most fragrant times and wafted the smell toward the prisoner. Yeah.
Yeah, empty chains, missing a foot, just black smoke. He does yodel out in pain.
It's in
I mean,
key.
Yeah.
he's a bard. He would probably be fairly used to swashbuckling on chain chandeliers and whatnot. So
Gonna beat you with a lute from a chain. Yeah, that was the flashback. What are we
Alright.
doing?
If he's hanging from a chain, I'd like to
Yeah.
use those
Sever it?
chains to kill him.
Yeah. The thing that is his savior is in fact his doom.
Yes.
Just rip one link.
I was gonna say like
Tier
go
one?
constrictor,
No,
go
it's
boa
gonna-
constrictor.
Yeah, it's gonna wrap him up and then yo-yo him into the.
Horrifying and evil.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like a deep fried iron spring roll.
Yeah. All right, let's murderize the bard.
Sweet.
Give me a murder roll. I don't know why you
Murder
have other
roll.
skills.
Murder roll.
I don't need
Murder
other
roll.
skills.
Yeah. This is just like
Murder roll.
Jordan's burning wheel character.
Murder.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, why do I need anything other than magic?
yeah. I just have the spell that lets me use other magic for everything, or the character, the apprentice, that lets me use magic for
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, magic labor.
Magical labor.
Like the burning wheel magic system where magic is just skills, but with magic. So you have
Unless you take
magical
astronomy, then you can use astronomy for everything.
How about
Yeah,
magic
but
pit digging? Ditch
magic
digging.
labor would be great. Magic soldiering.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so there is now a Kentucky Fried Bard hanging
Fried Bard?
above.
Yeah.
The Death Knight is going to use another action, I guess, to charge the mage.
That's
Getting
fair.
all up in your business.
Playing optimally.
Yes.
It's fair.
The academic, I guess, is going to read a book.
Oh, do I have to like react to the charge?
Yeah, I'm just changing the fictional positioning so they're no longer at like. They've just changed the positioning to be. You don't have to immediately react. Everyone else can do their turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge the Death Knight.
Countercharge.
Countercharge.
Yeah.
Intercede.
I call out, see if there's flanking rules. Maybe you'll get a bonus to go behind him.
Yeah, I go to
assist,
here.
Yes.
I'm not assisting. I'm just like calling out.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with my my katana in one hand and my frying pan shield in the other.
Yeah, you also have it holstered on your belt with the other hand, so you can drop them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash. I'm gonna spend a dark heart. So this is 4 dice. A crit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good thing he's
Apparently,
so
yes,
much stronger than you. We'll give you
Good thing he is so much stronger.
We'll give you 4.
Spend another stress, Battle Master. Spend another stress.
Oh. Can I do that after? Yeah, it says you can just spend stress to
Fight
yes,
as a group.
Yeah.
I'll give you two more hit points.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that shield is also a bludgeoning weapon. We have learned.
Yeah, I'm shield bashing, obviously.
Shield bashing and sword bashing and headbutting.
Yeah.
I think you kick him a couple times too.
I like the idea that you're just running straight up with like the sword just pointing ahead and the shield just right there, and you just don't stop running, so the shield hits him at the same time, sword impales him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You skewer him and smack him across the face with the frying pan.
Yeah, the skewer and then
The Death Knight is skewered, and their special ability, Endless Death or whatever, activates. A big skull icon appears over their head as they have officially died, but they are still alive because they're a Death Knight. They have 1 hit point.
I am wanting to do a flashback as well to set up a trap, because that's what I've got here. I want to have used my supply to have hung bits of mirror in the chains or the different areas around the room. I have a laser gun now,
I think
and
you
I have trick shots.
Yeah, you have very polished bits of scrap metal that you have tacked up in the corners of the room, so you can bank laser rifle shots at people.
It's like the penultimate episode of Code Geass, with all of the weird mirrors and the characters trying to one person look into the other's eye while not being looked into at the same time.
That was a wild show.
The end. We rewatched it a few years ago. I rewatched it. Marissa watched it for the first time. The ending was absolute nonsense. It was
The whole
presented.
show is nonsense.
Yeah, it was presented
Anyway,
fantastically.
I would like to assist in your flashback by using my magic to make concave and convex lenses out of the scrap metal.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so do I need to actually do any roll for the flashback itself aside from spending the stress to do it?
Usually you make still an action roll, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you tinkering, or what?
I could see
how do you want to do it?
finesse.
I think it would probably be Tinker in this case, but I don't
Finesse
know
will
how
probably be for the
dangerous
shooting after.
hanging mirror bits in a... Like, did you roll for
Uh,
your...
I could see
or-
it being quite dangerous if this causes your shot to go wild.
I was assuming I would have to roll for the shot. So.
I think
It's basically
one roll
setting
is...
your position for the next for your save.
Yeah, it's
right?
a setup roll.
I'll take a shot roll for it, like to wrap up the whole thing, both the flashback and the actual shooting, because the trap is triggered by you firing the rifle anyway and using the mirrors. So either way, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's gonna be one roll, because that's what we did for the Tinker roll as well.
That's fair.
It was a Tinker for the trap, and it automatically worked after it happened. So one roll, it's fine.
Sounds good.
Normal position, because it was equal footing. One step up on effect for your setup.
And
you
the
spent
assist,
stress to do it.
And the assist from Varn.
Oh, and then extreme effect from the assist.
So I
As
guess
of a
instead of targeting one of them, I'm basically just trying to get, like...
Yeah, if you
some
hit
sort of
one of your
shot
mirror
hit
metal
both of them and
pieces,
split the beam.
I was gonna say if you hit one of your
You
mirror
literally
metal
have
pieces
a
at the right
knife
angle, it
tied
splits
up
the
to
beam
one
in
of them.
two and hits them both or something.
Yeah, but it's a goblin orc who did it, so there's a knife tied up in front of one of the mirrors that you shoot, and it splits.
And it splits along the
beam.
blade of the knife. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think that before I do the roll, you just see the shot, and it's like, okay, there's the Death Knight over on Blank's right, so there's the other thing over on the left. He, like, takes a look at where those two shots are, turns around, aims somewhere that is nowhere near either of them, and just shoots the laser gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Watch the beam ricochet like a cartoon around the...
Because it's a video game laser, so it doesn't actually travel the speed of light. It's
the travel
more like
the speed of laser.
It's a Star Wars. It travels at Star Wars laser speed, so like
those
fast.
Aren't lasers. Those are plasma.
That's true.
All right, and let's see if this ricocheting laser has any kind of useful effect.
Oh my god!
Nope. You know what it does hit? It does hit 2 of your companions. Which 2?
I'll take a hit.
Nope.
I mean, I assisted, so it hits me.
I think it makes sense for Varn. Maybe.
Actually, it makes sense that both of the two people... Yeah, let's say Varn and myself. Like, I somehow managed that.
Yeah, like it bounces back.
Yep.
No, I got it. You shoot, it hits the knife and shoots the knife into Blank. It hits the pommel of the knife, and then the laser ricochets and hits Varn. For some reason, the knife trick didn't work for cutting a laser beam.
Nash can't help it but guffaw in amusement at watching that.
I am going to resist with my disco ball staff.
Ooh, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab the disco ball staff and just hit that laser beam like a baseball. I'm gonna smash it out of here. Oh no, I don't. But at least it's a partial resist.
You pick where the...
This feels like karma for what
the
our
stress
old
is,
dice
or where
rolls
the
were.
thing is. And then Blank also, you get a physical wound from the knife.
Let me switch in the dice. They were not good.
I have
there we go.
physical damage defense, and if it's a knife, I'm pretty sure that my armor can take that.
Yeah, cool.
I think
Oh boy.
Nash.
Yeah, it's Nash's turn.
Nash is gonna take a look at consider what she has on her, and take a look. She's ignoring the Death Knight. He's a brute. But she's gonna take a look at the academic, and
He's flipping through a notebook furiously.
Okay. Perfect. I think she's going to, while he's flipping through the notebook, she's going to run up to him and just take the notebook. It's a book. It's hers, therefore, because she wants all books. So,
Hiding knowledge. That makes sense.
yep.
Yeah. So I think the academic is obviously going
I
to
think
try
I'm
to
skulking sneakily up to her.
You're
Up to
gonna
him.
skulk, alright?
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, he
You're
might
gonna
not see
appear
me.
from the smog and grab it.
Yeah, and it's like land. I'm quite small, assuming that this is a human, so I probably like land on the book in his arms and like try to grab it and leap off of him or something like that.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna spend my dark heart. Actually, I really want this book, and I only have a 1 skulk. Okay, glad I did that.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna take something from you.
Ooh, I have. Does he take my hat?
Yeah, he grabs the hat. It's the easiest thing to grab.
Yeah, my magical farmer's hat.
Yep.
Okay.
No, that was useful.
Unless we kill him by tossing him into the lava, we can get it back from his corpse.
Yeah, it's recoverable at the moment. I'll keep you appraised.
Perfect. I grab his book and I like scramble away with it.
Yeah, I'm assuming the academic class in this game activates weird physics problems to make
I could see them,
effects.
be like a spell scroll user or like
I was
have to
thinking
use magic wands.
I was thinking magic physics. My plan was gonna have to do like some weird smoke funneling towards you. This is move.
But that's what I do.
It's a horribly conceived class. It's very contrived. They're basically a spellcaster.
They're basically a non-combat class.
Yeah, like a support spellcaster-ish.
Okay.
But yeah. The Death Knight continues an assault. It's fighting 2 people. Pretty easily, honestly. Unless someone does something to shake up the circumstances. But Doog?
Yeah. I'm gonna stab him again.
That would do it.
The sword's in him, so you pull the sword out and stab him again.
No, I'm gonna hit him with a frying pan on the top of the head.
Just good bonk.
Ring the bell.
Well, I guess if I succeed, then I don't need to spend stress to Battlemaster, right?
Right.
He has 1 health.
He has 1 health.
True.
He's on his Death Knight special.
Yeah. I bonk him. He's bonked, but maybe I get hurt.
He's bonked, but he explodes in a death cloud.
Good thing I have defenses in battle.
Do you have defense against death?
Is this like
defenses against
a
battle
magic cloud?
Yeah. His baleful soul.
Dark energy
through.
cloud.
Yes.
His baleful soul rips through you. Take a damage.
My brain.
What are the options again for shock?
He's
brains, muscles, and guts.
It's clearly guts.
Okay.
It wiggles through. The baleful soul goes through your stomach, and it's...
Yeah, you feel a bit queasy.
So what are we down to? Just one last person?
Yeah,
just
the academic, and he is fumbling out. He's trying to escape at this point. That's he has support, and you have murdered the slightly more magic support and the person who's supposed to be killing everything.
Sweet, and he's unarmed, correct? For an academic,
unarmed but had it.
Beheaded and unarmed.
He is holding a hat.
Yeah, and like in front of him defensively.
That's all he's got. You took away his physics focus.
Yeah. Nash is flipping through the book and trying to figure out, from the diagrams, of course, because she can't read the light tongue, what...
Do you know light math? It's different from dark evil math.
I said from the diagrams.
The numbers are entirely
so she knows the
different.
pictures.
Well, I mean, I'm good at a thing.
Oh, is it murder? Is it a murder?
Yes, it's murder.
Murder with chains.
Yes.
Listen, we need a new...
We have murder with chains, murder with sword, murder with bow, and then me. Who might become murder with traps.
Trap murder is on the table, yeah.
We do need a new prisoner.
We do need a replacement.
Yeah, I'm going to go after specifically the academic's eyes.
Horrifying. Good.
Basically, I'm gonna like wrap the chains around and then just like rip them.
Yeah,
off.
Awful,
Yeah.
horrifying nightmare stuff. Let's take out this academic.
Sweet.
Do you have like a puzzle cube on you or something? Like, what's the deal? Friend's a
Maybe.
pinhead.
That's 5.
5? Yeah.
I assume my position was fairly safe and the effect was decent.
You get one eye. He's very badly wounded.
Sweet.
He has 1 hit point left. And yeah, I do think. Does anyone else have a quick time action, or are we just capturing him? I feel like we can. Someone wants.
I mean, I'm quite happy to shoot him dead again.
I think Nash says, now this one, I need his brain to interpret this. But you can have the rest of him. She looks at Blank and just says, just don't aim for the head.
So everyone who wants the academic, I guess, make a roll, and whoever gets the best says what happens to the academic.
Sure.
Nash is not actively actually trying to kill him. She's just
heard.
calling dibs.
So we're at kill and
on the
capture
brain.
so far.
I'd like
Doug
to
wanted
also
to capture.
I suggest capture. Yeah. Useful information from a tier 3.
Yeah. So everyone who wants to do something with the academic is gonna roll. So Doug, Varn, and Nash.
Nash isn't
the
actively
winner-
doing anything right now. She's just watching.
Oh, sorry. Doug, Varn, and Blank
Yeah.
are the people that seem to be actively seeking something with the academic. Doug, I guess, to make him finish the bar. Varn for an actual evil science reason. And Nash
My
wants to
minions
kill.
are trained in torture, so we could get information out of them.
Yeah, various objectives.
Yeah.
So let's have this roll off to see who gets to claim the
It's just
academic.
wolves fighting over the last piece of meat. That's what we are.
Are we rolling like a skill?
Yeah,
Ooh,
with
you know what?
whatever
Whatever
action
skill you're
we
using to
use
capture
describe
or
like,
or
what
kill.
we're doing. This is a power
I'm
struggle.
gonna roll threaten because my guts are shocked, therefore getting rid of my shock.
Nice.
So, does your voice crack as you threaten the rest of us with what happens or something?
Leave him to me. Leave him to me.
I'm going to
And that's you normally have 2 dice in
I normally have 2 in threaten, yes.
if you don't have a skill and you're shocked, you can't use it, correct?
No.
Yeah, because if you would be 0 dice and it goes down lower, you can't roll at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Okay.
roll below 0 dice.
Fair enough. Then I, really wanting my 3rd skulk roll, will try to grab him and secret him away.
You just like wrap him in a cocoon of chains and carry him away or something.
Yep.
And as normal, I am going to try and shoot him. I think I'm going to kind of like shake the gun, hit it on the ground once, because of course it was jammed, and that was the reason it didn't hit.
Furiously crank it up again.
No, percussive maintenance. See, if you hit it hard enough, that'll realign whatever thing went wrong, because it wasn't me.
Whatever very fragile alignment mechanism that makes this laser gun work, you just smack it and it'll go back into place.
Sound of small things shattering within it.
Oh,
And through the cocoon, I find that one.
Yeah, in like the links in the chain, you shoot through them.
All right.
So it's up to you, Blank. Do you hit him in the head or not?
Yes, I do. I hit him in the head. I haven't enough time.
Back at the top of the
Nash
list.
sighs and just says, "I really don't like you."
Blank
was just
says
Go ahead.
nothing.
From out of frame, a chain holds a hat over towards you.
It's got a hole in it.
Yes, it would. Yeah, Nash grabs the hat and says, "This isn't over." And like storms back into her own room.
Yeah, now it's downtime.
Yeah. Loot the bodies. Loot the bodies.
The
Yep.
loot we'll get next time. So
Yeah.
we'll
Next
write
loot
down
roll
there are
plus
3 adventure
3
loot
loot
dice.
rolls.
Oh boy.
Improve time for improvements.
Yes.
Here, I'll make a note for our loot.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think I'm gonna start with the downtime.
It seems super hard to pull off. Now that I'm looking at the rules, it seems super hard to pull off a dungeon invasion without a sanctum battle.
That's very intentional.
It feels like the dungeon only exists to soften them up.
That was my read on it.
Yeah.
We got really lucky with our first one.
Because
Really
there was
lucky
no
with our
tier
first,
3
really
adventurer.
unlucky with
Yeah.
our second, but
So I think I'll start with the first downtime action if that's good, since I have a lot. But I'll start by using my ordinary downtime action, not any of my special ones, to finish the carnivorous moss trap. I think. Yeah, I think Nash is just kind of gonna try to work out some of her frustration with the others by throwing herself into her projects. So she's going to, I think in this case, I don't think Tinker makes sense anymore. I think what she's going to do is she's going to scan the area to try to find patches of some of the mold that hasn't been found yet to be able to move it over to finish up the moss traps. She's making sure she gets all of it so it doesn't regrow back in the vehicle bay.
This is the scrubbing portion.
Yeah.
No ticks.
No ticks on the clock.
You can put yourself at risk
I
and
will.
roll a normal roll.
I
Have to
will.
take the second result.
It's better. Any second result.
I mean,
better
it can't
than
get
that.
worse.
Yeah, well, except I'm actually at risk, but that's still.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Oh my god.
Remember that finger that was broken?
Yep.
It's gone.
Gone.
Just the
It got
mold,
infected with
yeah.
mold.
The boss
It
ate
got
it.
moldy.
Perfect.
The boss ate it. You're scrubbing and you just look over and there's a clump of it on your hand.
And I wipe off the clump and then my finger's just not there.
Yeah.
Sounds like muscle shock to me.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah. All right,
Don't
so
worry,
that's
you can
been
make
my day.
You could make yourself a new one. Don't worry.
I can. I probably will at some point, but
I don't think it has to be. My point is, it's going to be like a real project. Like it
I know.
feels apropos. You just
I'll figure it out later. But
yeah.
So if we want to finish our vehicle bay, someone else has got to step in because the dice are saying not yet.
You tried real hard, and those rolls are like as bad as it can be.
Wait, don't you have
No.
gold?
you know what?
I do have gold. I haven't spent it yet.
Good to show you up here. I'll do the vehicle day.
Are you gonna use your new laser rifle to just shoot the
Just like
remaining
clean
moss
the
off
room with the
wall?
laser rifle.
They have skills other than laser rifle and arrows. I'm sure there's one of them that's useful here. I think let's see if there's a way to solve this with scan.
That's what I tried. Good luck.
I think the real problem with this carnivorous moss is it's not really rooted very deeply, it's just on a top level. So if we can get rid of, carve under and get under the rock
Or
underneath,
take the wall out.
we can easily just transport it that way. And obviously, no one else has noticed this, and so I'm going to scan to see if that is definitely true or not.
And that will, if you succeed, just finish the moss trap.
Yeah.
That's my goal, yes.
Okay.
Oh, right, extra die, because it's the only downtime action I have, so I better use it.
I probably should have on mine, but too late. And I'm...
Yeah.
Whew.
Moss trap finished.
Which means vehicle
So
bay
yeah, we
is
just
good to go.
we're like, okay, it's in the stone. We transplant the stone itself over to the other area.
Yeah, I think to rub insult into injury, I get your new golems to do the heavy lifting.
I probably would have done that too.
So since the vehicle bay's open, we got to do this bit.
Yep. I think we were eyeing our vehicle already, but let's double check.
This was like weeks ago.
This was months ago. I think we were planning for armored and dependable as our edges if we were going for a dirigible.
Oops,
we
those
got
are
2
together.
edges? Oh,
2 edges and 1 flaw. And I think we were going to go with distinct.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not be
miss.
distinct as a dirigible.
Are you designing the Team Rocket balloon?
Basically.
Yep.
yes, but a dirigible, even bigger.
Even bigger.
Do you know how easy it would be to poke a hole in that thing? Oh, wait, armored.
It's armored.
Yeah, that's why we took it.
And dependable.
Yeah. No, everyone knows it's coming. It doesn't have camouflage and does have distinct. And they have forever to get there because it doesn't have fast. And we could choose slow if we wanted to. But
I don't think slow is a good idea.
No.
I like distinct though.
When we have said there is a dragon on the island, we don't want slow.
This is fair.
But I think without fast, that might be the same thing against a dragon. We could go with fast instead of armored if we want to go with a bit more.
No,
because
this is designed against crashing because it flies.
We could go with fast instead of dependable because I could fix stuff if they break while we're flying.
I think the edges we have are good because that prevents normal people from fucking with our balloon.
Right.
If we're dealing with a dragon, then we're at way worse.
Yeah,
that's fair.
We've obviously made some poor choices to be
like
in the air
3 or
with a
4
dragon.
8 clocks to beat that dragon, especially while we're in the air. All right. So I think that's if you want to add that to the text. That is
the tier 1 trap, right?
Yes, thank you.
It's a tier 1 trap, and we finish the tier 3 vehicle bay. Should I add it to my dungeon duties, or does someone else want to probably like feed the carnivorous moss trap, like I don't know, leftover animal parts? Like that's what we need to do. We need to like feed and cultivate it.
Yeah. Oh, when do the creatures come into the? I think the creatures come into the dungeon.
I thought that was.
Actually, we have to wait until we come back from the next one because they come in during downtime.
Yeah.
Or we could use it
recovery.
as downtime.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna use a downtime to recruit one. Okay. Marissa, you said you were gonna handle the moss trap.
Yeah, I've got the mousetrap, though I've now realized that I have all of the first 3 things we've run across. I just have to remember to actually add the dice. Okay, we're good.
Oh, I can take one of them because the minion chamber doesn't actually roll anything.
Oh, in which case, do you want the chains again?
Yep, I'll take my chains back.
Feed the moss. Or actually, no, we want the moss hungry.
Starve the moss.
You need to keep them alive. Barely.
Make it angry. Make it angry. Insult the moss.
Insult the moss.
Insult the moss.
Keep it ravenous and revengeful.
How exactly is Blank insulting the moss? We don't know. We don't ask. But that's what he's doing.
I like to think Blank just like gets a torch and gets it just close enough to the moss.
I'm not poking
to like
you
singe it.
with
Yeah, like I'm not poking you.
Yes.
And then you feed it tofurkey. It's not actual meat.
Yep.
Yeah, you feed it stuff it can't digest. Fruit, lettuce, dirt.
I would like to build. If I put a tier 2 trap between the creature layers, does that screw with like the layout thing that we have to deal with or is that just creatures and minions that have to be stacked in progressive?
I think everything has to be stacked and progressive, but my goal would be then try and upgrade the second tier 1 creature into a tier 2 creature.
Yeah.
Because can we
Okay.
upgrade a layer like that? And
I don't know, but I imagine so.
I mean, we did talk about this. Upgrading rooms means you have to build a new room directly on top of it. So it's treated the same as any other project, but you are allowed to reuse a space. You just have to, like,
Yeah,
build
you
on
don't
top
get
of
a
it.
bonus for it. Okay.
yeah. And so I'd say, yeah, because we're probably going to want to upgrade that second creature layer anyways.
Yeah, you probably are going to
Okay.
want to upgrade the
Yeah.
creature layer.
So you do the creature layer first, because I've got a bunch of gold I can spend to finish projects if we need to.
I have 0 gold. I can't actually do anything that I've been preparing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I got a gold
then-
and I still have mine, so I could start on the creature lair.
Okay.
Now that our good friend Snow Miser, RIP,
It's still a
real
snow
one.
room.
It's still a snow room.
Still snow and ice themed room at the moment. You're going to build a new one so you can.
Yeah. I think that is going to be you know what, Doug is just gonna like, this needs to be bigger, and he's just gonna like smash out like it gets tier 2 because it gets bigger this way. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a smashing.
So normally a tier 2 room would be a 4 clock. So because it's already a tier 1 room, would it be just step down 1, so it's just 1 success? And because we're
No,
starting,
there's no
higher?
bonus.
No, I think it's just building on top of it.
Okay.
All right, so I will smash. I crit. Yes.
Nice.
Excellent.
Does
All
a
right,
crit
what does that
finish
mean?
it, or is it 3 out of something?
Normally I'd say 3 of, but in this case I'd say, hey, it's 3 of, and that's a bonus, so let's just give it.
Let me check.
Project clocks.
Tier 2.
Downtime projects.
Kitty.
Sorry, I'm still trying to double check the, like, monster rooms.
Yeah.
Layout.
So many different pieces.
Drawing guide. No.
Okay.
Dungeon creation.
No, I'm on
This is
downtime. It just doesn't say projects.
like how big.
Yeah. So it says if you roll a critical, you get something extra out of the effort. So it's something extra. It might not necessarily actually be
Okay,
more
well,
progress.
honestly, it would either be the difference be like what, 3 or 4, because the tier 2 is a 4 clock.
I think so.
Yeah, tier 2 is a 4 clock.
So it's something extra, and you're building on top of a room. I do think from the narration of you expanding the room to upgrade the tier, that feels reasonable that you fill a 4 clock.
Okay.
If it is a 4 clock, yeah.
A crit on any progress clock is 3 or more ticks.
Yeah. So 4, you're right.
So.
We spent too long to come to the first decision. Yes, you upgrade the room. You smash it into shape. You, by force of muscle and dwarf and hobgoblin power, you make it tier 2.
So I have a weird question. Wouldn't it be the same clock size to build a new tier 2 room from scratch?
Yes.
Why are we upgrading it when we lose out on a lair then?
Because it's a bigger creature lair.
But we get the full
I see what you mean,
lair as a 4 clock.
That is a good point. But then we would need
We just put it behind
Why I
it.
was pushing for making it one easier instead.
Yeah.
So then
We could just put like expand it into a room behind it or something like the treasury, but it's not our actual treasury.
Yeah, the only thing is then we would need a lock or a trick here, and then a lock or a trick here, right? So we don't get that stacking.
We're
We could build
optimizing our.
That's true. We could build our tier 2 creature lair somewhere else instead of expanding that one.
It's Dougie's.
It is yours.
Dougie's project, Dougie's choice.
We just are kind of losing out on a tier 1 creature lair by just upgrading.
You're right.
If it's the same difficulty.
It is the exact same difficulty. That was the intent to be saying you don't get bonuses, is because
right.
Yeah.
You gotta redo the construction anyway.
All right, you know what? It's going over here. It's going over here.
That's fair. Minion Chamber is not a creature lair.
This is tier 1. That's tier 2.
Okay.
We could figure out what it is.
And you can make it whatever you want.
Goes in it. A pit fiend.
Yeah.
Next to the
you
pit,
could, like,
obviously.
Next to the pit.
And is it also just connected to the pit?
Yeah,
it's
not actually connected here. It's only connected here.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's only connected through the pit.
Well, they would have to, like, if they're in here, they'd have to go in here, right? If they're in here, they don't have to go into the pit, right?
That's fair.
So I think it's just here, and then the pit can be, like, part of it, you know?
Okay, so they're both adjoined to the same pit.
Yes.
Cool.
Let's send this to front if I can.
What are the decoration themes?
Oh, do I have to do that too?
Just what's the room?
Yeah, what does a pit fiend lair look like?
Yeah, what is the room you built here?
It's going to be a lot of stalagmites and tights because I'd never remember the difference.
Stalagmites you might stub your toe on. Stalactites hang tight to the ceiling.
Okay.
A T has a thing that goes down. An M pokes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
M for mud, T for top. If we're gonna just keep stacking
we
these
all
up.
have a different.
So the G in stalagmite stands for ground.
Okay, so there's mites and tights, and a throne of bones.
More thrones? How many
more thrones?
Yeah, this is gonna be the Chamber of Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I fill it now too, or no?
Believe so. We filled the first
that
one
was
when
what
we
was mentioned.
We made it.
You just get the full creature lair.
Cool. All right. I will create the pit fiend.
How do you do this with Smash? Like, we accept that it happened. You crit. But how do you muscle so hard a pit fiend appears?
Indestructible frying pan. Right? I carved it out, and then there's the pit there. So obviously the pit fiend is like, yo, dog, I heard you mining.
Yeah, it was more like he just opened up a path from the pit, and the pit fiend crawled out of it.
Yeah.
I can see
the pit
that.
fiend comes from the pit. All right.
Yeah.
So it's not like a demon pit fiend. It's just the fiend that was in this pit.
Yeah, it's the fiend from the pit. Not a pit fiend. It's a fiend from the pit. They're very different. They get mixed up all the time.
Always getting that devil's mail.
Okay, let's see here.
There's the dungeon tokens. Okay.
I think...
Oh, hang on a second. We might have been making a mistake. According to one sentence in the middle of a paragraph on page 190, the initial layer, the dungeon tier increasing, and discoveries are the only ways creature lairs can be added. So we can build rooms. Additional creature lairs can't be built, as your horde can only support creatures determined by the dungeon tier or specific self-sufficient lairs that already existed underground that you discovered. We can build rooms, we can't build lairs.
Got it. Okay, then
so this is a room of some kind.
You can make it.
I would have just finished my dwarf bar.
That makes sense if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, scratch it.
It's just
it's a dwarf bar.
Yeah, it's not. I was control effing creature rooms to see what other stuff it said, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, it was not clear. But yeah.
Okay, so the crit was on the dwarf bar.
But that means that upgrading the creature layer has to be a thing, right? Because how else do you get a higher tier creature layer? Unless you
That
just
is
need to
true.
open it up at a higher tier dungeon.
I think it is just has to be at a higher tier of the dungeon. I'm double checking. Add a
Yeah, I
creature.
think so.
Yeah, add a creature layer equal to your dungeon tier. So every time we tier up, we get a higher tier creature.
Oh,
layer.
okay.
It's
So
just
then
that
when we're tier 2,
we'll have two tier
then we'll-
1s. Then we'll get a tier
Makes
2. Then we'll get
sense.
a tier 3. Then we'll get a tier 4.
Got
Okay.
it. Okay.
So technically, the only thing we can do right now to fix this double creature layer is to put a tier 1 lock in between.
Yes.
Because
A
that's the
tier
only
1
thing we can do.
lock or a
And-
trap would work just fine too.
Yep,
Yeah.
I got a plan.
Okay.
The dwarf bar is huge. That is
Yeah.
so big.
I crit,
But
so it's a
it's-
big bar.
Like cubic feet, though, it's less because it only has to be 4 foot tall.
Yeah.
It's short.
So it's a sports bar, actually. It's a dwarven sports bar. So there's a table there, table there.
Some arcade games in the back, dwarven
Yeah.
skee ball. Like, yeah.
It's dwarven skee ball, but it's made with skulls instead of skee balls.
Yeah, it's dark dwarfs. They don't. It's ESPN evil.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
then
Volcano
Sports
Wild
Network.
Wings in there.
it's volcano wild wings. It's basilisk wild wings.
Yeah.
And then yep, here's the bar. Boop. And that's where they'll live now. They live here.
They're done with beard oil room.
No, they're right next to beard oil room. So if they
Oh.
need to moisten their beards, they just pop out and go get the beard oil. They have a
I'm also
wonderful
entire
view.
dungeon revolves around that stockpile.
That's technically a
If patrons ever want to really mess us up, they just take out that stockpile.
That's technically a what's it called? A
Discovery?
minion layer, right?
Yes, this is a minion lair.
Okay. Just checking. Cool.
Here, I'll put minion chamber, quote unquote.
Yeah. All right. So who's next?
I am going to. I'm going to have my weather witches by paying a gold. Set up a trap between the two creature layers.
Nice.
Basically, they're going to build. They're going to install lightning rods that, when you step on a pressure plate that's in the doorway, it just zaps the shit out of you.
Cool. Yeah. Lightning, techno magic. Traps. Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Use their invoke. That's a 5.
A 5 is 2 ticks, right?
I want to say
5
2
is-
ticks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was 1, but I could be wrong.
I thought it was
No,
one too,
progress
'cause
clocks.
you-
One tick.
In Blades, normally, yeah, but on
Da-da-da-da-da.
Wicked ones, on downtime actions, a failure is no ticks, and then a mixed is 1 tick.
That's what I
Oh.
thought too, because you failed your roll,
Just
so you
had
didn't
it.
get the moss.
But a crit is 3+. That's what I'm basing this on.
Yeah.
Keep losing it. Clocks. There we go.
A crit is 3+,
Success-
a
oh,
success is
six-
2,
yeah.
and a crit is 3.
Mixed is 1.
Mixed
yeah.
is 1.
Okay, so mix is 1. Got it.
yeah,
got it.
so
That makes sense.
Clock is
all
done.
right. Then I will use my downtime action to attempt to finish it. One more.
You put yourself at electrocution risk.
I could. Yeah, screw it. Why not?
Do it.
And you're going to use your extra die.
Oh yeah,
we have extra die, and I don't have any more downtime actions. You can actually not buy more downtime actions. You can only pay your minions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The gold you spend is for your minions to do downtime actions, not yourself.
Yeah, but your minions only get one. From my reading of the rules.
Oh, I see. So you pay them to use their one, but you can't pay them multiple gold to use. Okay. Interesting.
Crit.
Ooh. That finishes it.
And then I have a gold I'll spend for
lightning
my minions
trap.
to do that time too.
Anything extra special that you want to add to that lightning trap? From the crit?
Let's make it super deadly.
What's a fun extra cool side effect?
Oh,
I mean, could I theoretically tear it up with the crit?
That feels very strong. That doesn't
Yeah,
feel like
tear
a
up
little
feels.
extra.
I do
have an
think
idea.
tagging it deadly would be.
What about like paralyzing or stunning lightning?
What if, because it's outside of the ice room, there's ice at the top that is melting and dripping, and thus making it more conductive when they're hitting the electrical
area lightning? Because of that, like puddle on the ground lightning zap?
Like it can hit more than one person.
What if you don't even actually have to go through the door? It'll trigger even if you go through the door to the sports bar because it's kind of an AoE. With the puddle dripping and whatnot.
I kind of like, the idea that it's, if we add a lock there later, the trap can sort of trigger before they even pick the lock into the room or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it triggers on either door, yeah.
On either side of the door. Not that it would be more than one.
And then I got a gold. I gotta use my gold to make my minions go find something to put in this creature lair.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 4 o'clock though, huh? So I think
to get
they're
a
gonna
tier
do it
1
on
creature,
this one.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Remember, if there's any clocks left, the imps will try.
I'm planning to start a big clock. Don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, they can help me work on my revenge golem.
No.
Oh yeah, your revenge golem.
Revenge golem. Yeah, dark dwarves are gonna go find some creature to beat up to drag back to the lair.
Perfect.
They're probably not gonna finish it, so.
Nice. There's the crit.
All right. Yeah. Sure. They fill this lair with something. Let me go back. You know what? They go beat up a pit fiend. I want a pit fiend. A baby pit fiend.
Perfect.
Forget a baby pit fiend. You got a crit. You got an adult pit fiend that they have actively been.
So I do think we get some scenes of them like fishing in the pit.
Pit fishing.
Yep.
I like it.
I like the idea that so as an extra, my idea for the extra could be that it isn't a minion, but if you ever lose your minions, it can step up to be a replacement minion. It would stop being a creature, but you would get it as a replacement minion.
Okay. I like that.
Is that good for you, Indigo?
It's not like minion sized.
No, it could
use
just
the
be one
crab.
big minion.
It's
What
real
else
big.
do you think lives in that pit? I can't think of anything else.
It's a pit of shadows, so it
crabs.
could be like, I don't know, giant wisp snakes.
I mean, if we want another idea for what the crit means, we could have it that it lives in 2 rooms. So it could pop up either in the creature lair or in the seemingly endless pit, whichever the adventurers hit first, because either of them are guaranteed for the. Well,
with the trap, I think it still is guaranteed they'll go into the creature lair.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind. It's not a lot of trap. So.
What if you just find one other thing alongside? Like, does it have something in its claws that you when
Oh,
you fish
maybe
it
it
up.
just gets an extra, like tag.
Do your minions currently have morale?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it another tag for that seems fun.
Yeah.
All right. It is strong. It is tireless, and you know what? Make it freezing. It's a chilly pit feat because this is the
Oh
chilly
yeah.
room.
I
It's
love it.
happy with its new abode.
All right. So freezing, strong, and I said tireless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oops. Excellent.
Perfect.
We'll put it down here.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Nash is going to pay her golems. I think the gold is being spent to probably upgrade their fists and do some maintenance on them so that they are better prepared to smash a new room in the dungeon. I'm going to be starting our workshop. I know we need to do something to finish it, but maybe we can make that our next raid if we want to. But I want a workshop. It will be very helpful for all of us, especially me, but not just me, because
The cheese workshop.
I consider the cheese workshop, but I kind of want to keep the cheese room, so I'm gonna make it
It's
regular.
not cheese, it's ooze.
It's ooze that looks like cheese, which is better and worse. I'm gonna put the workshop right here. It's still adjacent to the vehicle bay, but it's not the cavern of ooze cheese.
If they ever get in there, they're going to heal so much.
So
Yeah.
it will be an 8 o'clock to finish the workshop as a tier 3 room. And it will be, I think, and we'll need to do something for it in terms of a raid, I believe, to finish any tier 3 room, right?
Yeah.
It's both?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'll have them roll. So I am going to have them use their morale on this. And can I use my ability on my minions action roll for +1 to a downtime action?
So yeah, it seems reasonable.
Okay.
Like I don't
Yeah,
know
I mean,
specifically, but it seems
as
reasonable.
long as you use that thing once between you and your minions, that's fine.
Okay, there we go. That's 4 dice then with the 2 bonus ones.
Respectable.
And on one hand, they're already bloody. But on the other hand, they're expendable. I'm going to reroll that.
Expendable!
Yep. Like, no, work harder. I overtune them and I send them in.
You overclock their
I
processors.
overclock them. That's better. That's a
Yes.
6. So that is 6 is
Two.
2 ticks on the 8 clock. So I'll handle the clock. I'll put it in there. But that is not my last downtime action. I still have 2 more to go.
What?
Because you got like 2 abilities that let you do downtime, right?
Yep, I did 1 normal one, 1 gold one, and I still have 2 more from 2 abilities.
Walls.
But they're more limited. So I figured I'd give everyone else a chance to do something if they still want to. But if not,
I only got the 1. We're good.
Okay. Nash is then going to use her Brewmaster feat, which is gain a downtime action, which you can only use to brew concoctions. And when you make a concoction, you always make 1 extra dose, even on a failure. That is the ability. I'm going to use that downtime action to brew some metal shards, aka frag grenades, is basically what they are. Unstable, could go off any moment, frag grenades. It's fine.
Definitely.
Metal shards are a tier 2 concoction. So I'll take a -1 die to this. Other than that, I'll make an extra dose of them, no matter what. That's a 5, which I believe What does it do when you successfully craft it? Oh, okay, yeah. It's always a tier 1 project, regardless of the tier. If you roll a mixed, the concoction becomes volatile. So that's when the hair trigger comes in. So it is volatile, specifically because of that. I have normal you always make 2 doses, but I get 3 because of my ability. So 3 metal shards, volatile. Then for my next action, Creative Frenzy. You also get a downtime action which you can only use to craft. If you get a success while doing it, the downtime action isn't consumed. And I keep forgetting to you save my bonuses for that. Oh well. Oh. No, that's actually correct. Cool. We have an airship. So I'm going to start crafting one very important contraption called a parachute.
That's what minions are for. You throw them out first so you land on top of them.
Unfortunately,
like World,
because I know how physics works, that means it doesn't work for me. Parachute is, according to the book, a tier 2 contraption. Barely, but it is. So, I will start tinkering on a parachute. That will be a 4 o'clock to build it. I don't have any bonus dice. No.
Did you use your...
I already did use it for the golems.
Got it.
Because the workshop's real nice. Like, I think it's +1 dice to just constantly every craft and build roll for the whole group. It's ridiculously good.
Yep.
That's a 6, which means my 4 o'clock is halfway done.
And it means you get to go again.
Right.
It's the first time
Success. It's the first time it's triggered. Cool. I'm going to do it again. All right, it's full, and I get it back. Creative Frenzy. All right.
So do you have a parachute, or do you have parachutes?
I believe the book has them singular, so I have my parachute. Thank you very much. Let me add
See,
that.
the way you get that parachute is you take it.
That's
This
true.
is wicked ones.
Let's see. I have lots of different options, but I suppose we could also go with a glider if anyone wants a glider. No, I'm gonna go with night vision goggles. That seems really useful.
Nice.
Night vision goggles. What tier is it? Tier 3. So this is an 8 o'clock. All right.
All right.
Again. There we go.
Okay.
So 3 ticks out of 8 for the night vision goggles.
That's a really good ability.
That was ridiculous.
Very creative.
I threw myself into my work and then got 3 extra downtime actions from it. Whew. Trust me, I considered working on my flamethrower. 3 out of 8. No, 3 out of 4, because it's a tier 2. It's tier 3. 3 out of 8, that's correct. I just can't remember anything. That's my downtime.
Cool. All right.
What do the M's get up to?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
there any active projects?
Yes, the
Yes.
tier 3 room.
Tier 3 workshop. Right now it's just an empty
Lame.
room.
And
I had
the revenge golem.
Is that a group?
one's-
It's not on the map. It's not on the dungeon.
Yes, it is.
Where?
Yeah, it's
It's
way down here.
Oh, because it's all the way in your room.
Yeah. Though, if I'm being honest, I doubt that the imps are going to work on that if there's anything else. Or if you manage to actively tick them off somehow.
They don't work on anything.
They try to.
They do
They try
shit.
to help in the workshop.
I
They've
just shoo
upgraded
them
from
away.
0 dice to 1 die.
That's true. I shoo them away. I just don't see them as helpful right now.
Yeah. They don't have the vision.
Okay. So I think for the rest of the session, I imagine we'll be figuring out what to do for our next raid.
I think actually we're gonna do XP, and then we'll start figuring out the raid next time as long as there's no other.
Sure.
I have one quick question. Upgrading minions, you can grab versatile. says your minions have another primary and 2 more secondary actions. Is it possible to upgrade one that I've already taken from a 1 die to a 2 die? Like, in other words, does Versatile allow you to respec already chosen actions?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that seems fair.
Okay.
As
Then
long
I'm
as
spending a gold.
the net pips are the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's do XP.
Yeah.
Did we make progress on our master plan? Did we count XP for that last session?
Yes,
I don't think we did. Did we?
We
Yeah.
counted
think
it
we-
every session. This is the first session I'm slightly iffy on it for.
I don't
but
think
it
we
kind of
did.
like you did a session gimme, so
I think we made as much progress as we could, but nothing distinct.
Well, let's check the master plan. What is the master plan?
We have grown the horde. We need to gather. We have technically gathered some knowledge. You did steal a book.
I did steal a book. Yeah, gathering. If
because of the stealing the book, I'd say yeah, let's do it.
I'd say so.
The master plan is what the question is about. Did we further the master plan? So as long as we're working on the current objective,
Knowledge.
and then once again, there's no going backwards in the master plan. The master plan moves in one direction. You can steal as much as you want, but unless it's knowledge, it doesn't count for master plan points.
Then I guess yes, we did.
Sweet, level up.
Did you jump into someone else's dungeon scene?
No.
I think we kind of just did our dungeon scenes.
We did dungeon scenes. There was a fight-off for the academic.
That's true. I just wasn't sure if that counted as a dungeon scene. What counts as a dungeon
the
scene?
dungeon.
Yeah, I'm down for that to count.
It's making active decisions.
Yeah, it says whenever things heat up and actions get interesting, you zoom into a scene. So,
yay! I
think we all did then with the amount of drama happening.
Mm-hmm.
So ding for me.
Did you act like a monster? I will say Blank and Varn both did.
If there's one XP, I'm always going to get.
Yeah.
I did. Oh wait, that'd be going feral. So never mind. I don't think.
I wanted that guy's brain because he was smart, and I wanted to use it.
You wanted to put it in a jar and poke it with a stick.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark it for myself.
I do think I use gear supply in a creative way, though.
I'm going to take that as well for the mirrors.
I will for trap
The mirrors
parts,
was a fun gimmick, even if it didn't work.
I think I will for using my trap parts. It works, and I like how I did it. There's a lot of different ways it can be used. But springboarding someone into the lava pit we already established is, I think, more creative than just spike trap.
No, yeah, most definitely.
And then lastly, Reckless XP. Did you play into being bloodied or going feral?
Yeah.
I think a lot of us did. We all were like, and I go feral right at the end. And
doubly because my dark impulse is reckless, so I immediately went and started the avalanche, and then I got bloody. Yay! I ding there too.
Okay.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yep, me too.
I'm gonna take threatened up to 3.
Part of me is so tempted to take a banter for some reason. And
I have 2 in banter, and I honestly might ask if I can respec because I have never rolled banter.
It's really hard when you can't talk to them.
I agree.
It is
banter
hard when you
sucks unless you're talking to other people and making friends with shadowy friends.
Yeah, that I think that's what we need to look into is the next score isn't necessarily a violent one. We go trick a dark faction or something.
Yeah.
Especially because you are getting knowledge and not stuff.
Yeah, this is a lot more interesting for.
So you're going to. This is going to be a much more.
We can go talk to Greymaw.
Yeah, they're all going to get nuanced, especially when one of them is make a point.
Yep.
But it is interesting how banter is just inherently nerfed because it's one of the few games where no language explicitly matters. Like, a lot of
Yes.
games say, "Oh yeah, languages," but you all speak common. So,
Yeah.
but just most of the people you cannot talk to, so banter is worse.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think that is us for this session.
Yeah.
We will not be available next week, but assuming time doesn't, kidnap us away for weeks at a time again, we should be available in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. All
Perfect.
right.
Then we will
Later.
see you everyone again.
Cool.
All right. Bye.